It's Senior Football Championship Preliminary Quarter-Final time. Welcome into our coverage of Dunmore MacHales in Naomh Leitir Moor in Pearse Stadium, a wet and wintry Pearse Stadium, and it's a similar story right around the county, right around the country with the weather conditions this weekend, which really have impacted the matches that we have been watching. Huge amount at stake though here at a windswept Salt Hill venue, as one of these teams will be in the quarter-final draw come 6:10. Both of these sides met in the exact same part of the championship last year. Dunmore MacHales, the winners on that occasion, 113 to 1-9. They also have recent history from meeting in this venue in the intermediate county final of 2021. On that occasion it was the Connemara men who were victorious by a single point, having come from behind to snatch a victory that would ultimately see them march back into the senior ranks. However, there's a huge amount at stake here today for both of these sides, who know that they will be in the draw for the knockout stages at about 6:10 this evening. Let's have a look at both teams then before we get the match underway, and we start with Dunmore MacHales, the men from North Galway who've been pretty impressive in coming back from a second round defeat to Tuam Stars with a fine win over Clare Galway to book their place in this preliminary quarter final. County goalkeeper Conor Gleeson, as ever, mans the position between the posts, a defensive unit that includes the return of Matthew Reddington at centre back, who had spent the last 2 seasons in Australia. He was man of the match in their last round victory over Clare Galway. Midfield, a young pairing of Thomas Gleeson and Jake Slattery, and up front plenty of firepower for Dunmore, including the Costello brothers Cullum and Pádraig in that inside line, while Jack Jordan's double yellow card in that win over Clare Galway means he's still okay to line out in a half forward line that also includes the very impressive Shane McGrath. On to Naomh Leitir Moor and a look at their lineup. They've got former Galway fullback Sean Andy O'Keally leading the line in defence. Éanna O'Flaherty and Tommaso Curry, other players who've had fine seasons to date in that half back line. The battle at midfield might well be swayed in favour of the Connemara men, where Matthias Barrett and Casey O'Keally have been in fine form throughout this championship. And up front, there's plenty of firepower for Naomh Leitir Moor in that inside line, where Warren Shoiga in the corner and Oisin McDonagh and Fionn McDonagh have been shooting the lights out of recent in their championship to date. All in all, this has all the hallmarks of a 50-50 game that could go right down to the wire. Naomh Leitir Moor, as ever, in their black jerseys with the amber hoop, and Dunmore MacHales in their traditional green jerseys and white shorts. But the big talking point here today are the conditions, and the wind and rain is howling here in Pearse Stadium from left to right as we look out from our vantage point, blowing from the Oris Bourne Thraw end, and it will be of significant advantage to Naomh Leitir Moor in the first half. Former Galway forward Pádraig Cunningham joins me on co-commentary as well. An interesting tie. Both of these sides have some recent history as well, but the fact that Naomh Leitir Moor plays so many games in Pearse Stadium, does that give them any sort of an advantage here, Pádraig?
Yeah, it does. It does in occasions like this. Look, there's a lot of history built up between the two clubs. You mentioned the intermediate final from before, and last year in the intermediates, or the battle in senior last year, Dunmore came out on top. Look, there's probably a bit of advantage for Leitir Moor, but that won't face this young side of Dunmore MacHales.
Well, Naomh Leitir Moor, they win the throw-in, so they get underway with the game, and they're straight away with Éanna O'Flaherty. They are the ones who are making the attack down to our right hand side, and I would imagine that Naomh would have to be looking at getting a significant advantage in this first half built up. It's in with their full forward at the moment. Oisin McDonagh works it back out the field again. Éanna O'Flaherty also in position here as Matthias Barrett. Big man in the middle of the field. Of course, they're a strong physical unit, Naomh Leitir Moor. Whether that will stand to them today, time will tell. Opportunity now for Naomh Leitir Moor to try and work it into a more scoreable position, but Dunmore have turned it over, and good work from them, and Brendan Carr doing nicely to win possession and turn that one over.
Yeah, look, you can see conditions here, Ollie, are really, really tricky. You can see that Leitir Moor would probably look to get a big score built up. Probably by half time you can see that wind is going straight down towards the town goal, as they call it here, Pearse Stadium. But it's definitely a big advantage it will be to either side, playing with the aid of it in each half.
No doubt about it. As Dunmore are playing a bit of keep ball at the moment, and plenty of their players just getting hands on ball. Matthew Reddington wearing number 10, but operating really as a kind of a centre back and playmaker. Shane McGrath again just squinting his eyes, trying to see into the wind and rain. Brendan Carr leaving the ball after him in the heavy wind and rain, but really it's very difficult to be critical of any of the players. Noel Dempsey is our match referee from Montpellier Mylock. He's just getting a few catcalls from the Naomh Leitir Moor fans that he didn't allow the advantage, but the free wasn't taken from the correct spot, so we play on as things now move forward. Very quickly to the inside line. Here's a chance now for an early goal. The shot into the back of the net. A brilliant finish from Oisin McDonagh. Rattled it home. Conor Gleeson got a hand on it but couldn't keep it out. And that score from Oisin McDonagh with the goal is a tonic start. Long ball into the full forward. Dunmore just caught napping at 6s and 7s. Rory Walken is in there 1-on-1 at the moment, but McDonagh, he nipped inside him and it was a fine finish.
It's a brilliant finish, yeah, it is. But it comes again, it's a little kick pass, and it's a 60-yard kick back with the aid of that wind inside, and it's great hands inside from Oisin McDonagh. Turns inside of Colin Comer and just gets around him, and brilliant finish at the top corner. Conor Gleeson gets a hand in it but just couldn't get enough. There was just probably a bit too much power on it.
Yeah, it was a fabulous finish.
Yeah, and it's a brilliant start for Leitir Moor.
They will probably be looking at 7-8 points of an advantage, Porrick. I don't know what would you even put on that wind and rain, but it's so strong at the moment, it's almost impossible to play against it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we can even see, even like there from Conor Gleeson's kick out, it looked like it was going out with a serious distance, but it just blew straight back nearly to about 50 yards out from the goal. So you can see you're looking at probably putting up a lead of maybe, as you said, maybe 7-8 points you'd probably need in these conditions, because we can see like frees from 60 yards out, you can bring up someone like Conor Gleeson to kick distant frees in the second half for Dunmore, so they will be really important for the Dunmore MacHales.
Well, Dunmore are playing a bit of keep ball at the moment, and they just need to try and hold on to it. Of course, that turnover possession that Dunmore gave away led to Naomh Leitir Moor's one attack, but I think that's the danger, isn't it? I mean, if you get turned over even on the half back line,
yeah, it is.
It's one kick pass and you're in trouble.
Absolutely, and we seen it there with the goal straight away. It was probably kicked in from probably inside their own half, and it just skid on the surface and travelled a serious distance. But brilliant hands again from Oisin McDonagh, and brilliant finish. But that's exactly it, Ollie. Like Dunmore trying to keep the ball, probably keeping the ball in the right places. But if they do turn it over, it's 2v2 with one hell of open country inside.
Yeah, so it'll be a similar story in the second half. But the question is, will Naomh have built up enough of an advantage? Matthew Reddington doing well to carry the ball. There must be a lot of energy being used up in these moments as well. I mean, what's it like carrying the ball into a strong wind like that?
Yeah, absolutely, it definitely is, and that's what it is. It's just it's energy sapping, time wasting, as you see here. Dunmore pick up a soft enough free probably, and Colm Costello is down. He's going to take his time. They will draw. The physio goes on. It's just moments of the game. They're trying to be. It's probably a bit of an experience from Dunmore MacHales, and they probably will need to use it for this 30 minutes.
Well, they have a free. I don't think there's a whole pile wrong with Colm Costello, but as alluded to by Porrick Cunningham on COCOM, Dunmore are going to use every trick in the book to try and use up a few minutes and a few seconds in this second half. Everything we have in front of us is flying around the pace.
Yeah, there's a prime example. Conor Gleeson knew he was coming for the kick. He started walking.
Well, the problem is Shane McGrath has taken the free quickly after Conor Gleeson had ran 100 yards to take it, and he's kicked it straight to Naomh Leitir Moor man. And now Gleeson, well, I won't say it's quite at Davy Fitzgerald's speed, is trying to make his way back into the goal, but he's finally got there because Naomh Leitir Moor have decided to just play the ball around a little bit, but bad mistake after bringing the goalie that far up.
Yeah, it did, and it looked like it was probably a smart move. They'd wasted enough time over the free, and then we're calling Conor Gleeson to come up and take it, and then end up just kicking the ball away. Probably just a bit of inexperience from Shane McGrath.
1 goal to no score. That's the scoreline after 6 minutes here in Pearse Stadium. The goal from Oisin McDonagh, the only score of the game so far. Naomh Leitir Moor trying to add to their tally now. It's with their midfielder, Casey O'Keally. He's got plenty of scores to his name, so too Warren Shoiga Interesting to see Warren playing very deep outside the 45. Now here's the ball into McDonough again in front of the line. Dunmore under a bit of pressure back there. Another chance of a goal here. 1-on-1 should be, and it is into the back of the net. Dunmore being caught rotten. Miles McDonough finishing to the net after taking the pass from Oisin McDonough. And Dunmore cut wide open again. The long ball outlet in front of Oisin McDonough, who just had a mile too much space in front of Colin Comer to win the ball. A simple offload, a pass from Casey O'Cally to Miles McDonough, and Dunmore caught for 2 goals in the first 7 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's brilliant again. It's that ball inside Oisin McDonough, and it's that third man run from Matthias Barrett. He breaks straight at the heart of the defence and offloads a lovely half pass to Miles McDonough, and then he hits the ball into the low wet surface. A brilliant finish in underneath Conor Gleeson, and it's definitely give them. We have a bit of an aftermath then as well afterwards between Shane McGrath, one of the Leitir Moor fellas, but it's definitely given Leitir Moor a lot of energy.
No question. 2 goals, what a start. What a deficit for Dunmore to have to face. So it's a real nightmare start to this game for Dunmore MacHales, and I suppose like anything, Pádraig, all week I'm sure these teams were talking about potential scenarios that might happen in a game and don't panic, but I think if you could see 2 goals in the first 6 minutes, I don't care who you are, you're going to get rattled.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, and that's probably it. And probably Dunmore's Dunmore's probably team talk when they realised they were playing against the wind was probably slow the game down, try to take the sting out of it at the start while they don't give them energy. Leitir Moor have got nothing but energy. 2 goals in the first 8 minutes of the game.
Dunmore still won't panic though, and at 2 goals to no score, they're still within the shooting range. I think anything within 10 points is more than gettable given the 2-pointers that are now available in the game, and the fact that Dunmore have kickers. They'll look to try and win a handy free here. Pádraig Costello, a lot of quick hands there for Dunmore, trying to work it into a scoreable zone, but there really isn't a scoreable zone bar being in front of the post 13 metres out. So Dunmore are just being wise here, holding the ball up, seeing if they can bring all of their players into the game. Jack Jordan taking the pass of Shane McGrath, spreading it across the far side of the field, and Dunmore just tipping it around. Jake Slattery getting his hands on the ball. Everybody getting a touch. Everybody just trying to calm things down a little bit after that hectic start. Dunmore will certainly be looking to try and get a first score on the board. Here's an effort that's going to drop out to the right hand side, although referee had the hand up for the advantage. So
Yeah,
this will be a free anyway.
Yeah, it's good patience again from Dunmore. They've got up, they're playing their football inside nearly the 45, 50 yards out from goal from Leitir Moor, so it's good, it's patient, drew a foul there and knew they had a shot advantage, so took the shot on, and now they're bringing up Conor Gleeson to try get the scoreboard moving for Dunmore.
Now this would be an important kick. Now Conor will be kicking right into the teeth of it, but on the ground it is doable. James Malloy, the linesman on the near side, just indicating to Miles McDonough, the last goal scorer for Naomh Leitir Moor, that he's got to go back the full distance. Gleeson has only taken 3 steps of a run up here. The key here is just to keep it straight, gets good contact on it, gets great strike on it. It's a beautiful score from Conor Gleeson, and a really important first point of the game for Dunmore on 10 minutes.
Yeah, definitely, Ollie. It's a brilliant score from Conor Gleeson. Beautiful strike of a ball. He keeps the ball low, strikes it really well, 3-4 steps back from it, strikes, brilliant score. And it's a score Dunmore probably will need just to settle down again.
Here's the kick out now from Joe Gabon. Joe drives it out to the middle of the field, easily caught there, and now brought forward because the Dunmore player in question, Shane Mitchell, didn't get out of the way of the mark taken by Oisin McDonough, and that is a routine error and one that may well be punished, as the referee is just indicating that if they're going to take the mark, to go back to the original position. So mark taken, they get on with the game. Naomh Leitir Moor 2 goals, Dunmore 1 point, an unusual scoreline, as McDonough goes for an effort from play. Oh, he's got a great contact on that. Oisin McDonough with a beautiful point.
Yeah, it's a brilliant score. There it is, the aid of that window again. It's a brilliant shot high up into the air on the right hand side of the pitch. It's good patience again from Leitir, kind of tacked down the right hand side, came back out and just get their shooter on the ball. And a brilliant score with about 2 Dunmore men trying to close him down. High up into the air, brilliant score from Oisin McDonagh.
Yeah, he's really got his shooting boots on today. Great finish for the goal. That came on 2 minutes. He's added a point to make it 2-1 to a point. Great kick out from Gleeson. He's gone over everybody. Can Dunmore keep it in play? They can. Carr up along the line, but didn't get the purchase on it. And in the end, it's going to be Naomh Leitir who have conceded a sideline. Not sure if there wasn't entitlement to a free there for a late hit. It looked like the Leitir man, Sean Andy, had got to the ball in front. But nonetheless, Dunmore have got the sideline ball and they get on with the game. Playing into the elements. Thankfully, the rain has stopped momentarily. But it's still very, very difficult playing into the Orrisbourne at throw end as Dunmore chase their second point of the game. Their goalkeeper, Conor Gleeson, the only scorer to date, while Naomh Leitir have 2 goals from Oisin and Miles McDonagh, and Oisin also landing a point. So a 6-point cushion for the Connemara men. They'll be more than happy with that as we come up towards the end of the first quarter that has flown by. Naomh, of course, have former Galway United stalwart Alan Murphy running the sideline. He's one of the few guys that gets away with wearing shorts in conditions like this. Alan tracking the sideline and just making sure that
I think he'll probably cover most of the pitch himself as well.
He's very anxious, isn't he? He's living every moment out there. Of course, Alan's first involvement with Gaelic games since he left the soccer scene was with Uachtarard for a couple of years, and now he's made the move out to Naomh. Here Dunmore coming through, but again Brendan Carr running into traffic and it manages to get away, and it's over the bar. A brilliant punch point from Brendan Carr. Shane McGrath wasn't a million miles away from coming in, and the end of it had it drop short, but a brilliant bit of innovative play by Brendan Carr. It didn't look like he had anywhere to go there.
Yeah, it is. It's brilliant. He kind of just got a bit of space in the left-hand side, driving at the heart, then drove straight at the heart of the goal, and it looked like the ball was going to drop down nearly for a goal chance with
Shane McGrath coming in.
Shane McGrath coming in around the back, and it looked like it was going to drop for a goal, and instead they just done very well, and Brendan Carr got a much-needed score for Dunmore again.
Great pick up from Matthew Reddington. That's fantastic football after the ball skidded over the heads of everybody, and that could have been a real moment of danger for Dunmore, but Reddington managed to read it. Gives it off now. Thomas Gleeson coming into the play, gives it back to Jake Slattery. Hand pass a little bit ahead of Shane McGrath, but safe enough for McGrath to pick it up and use Jack Jordan on the right hand side, but he just turns around and comes backwards, and in the end plays it infield. Good ball, trying to bring into the game Dunmore MacHales. Colm Costello just about manages to hold on to the ball and gives it back now to a walking Shane McGrath. And I think maybe the last few minutes Dunmore will feel they've settled a little bit after that second goal.
Yeah, definitely they have. They've kind of got control of the game again. They're trying to mind the ball, take the time out of it, and they worked a brilliant score that time with Brendan Carr, and probably look to do the exact same here again. Probably suck another minute or two out of the game.
It's all about managing the clock when you've got elements that are going to create a game of two halves. But Dunmore working it cutely along this near side. Jack Jordan playing it across, in the end to nobody in particular, and it's easily defended back there by Naomh Leitir, and a couple of quick hand passes and they come away with the ball. And here's Kieran O'Callaghan. Kieran down the right hand side, flicks it on, lovely ball, no free. Referee says there was, and now play, solo and go. They decide to get on with the game. Fionn McDonagh, he goes for a score, but out to the right hand side. Didn't get the curl on that one. It's a bit of a waste because it was a good opportunity there.
Yeah, it was, yeah, and it probably should have stopped and taken the 2-point free on. You had a 2-point free, 40 yards from goal. With that aid of that win, should have more than likely probably stopped, took the advantage.
Yeah, a little bit rash, was he?
Yeah, it was, yeah, taking the solo and go. Probably an opportunity missed there for Leitir, and Dunmore will be happy enough again.
These are all the decisions that I suppose players are instinctively taking right now, whereas hindsight might just prove to be a little bit wiser. With that wind, Porrick, where are you kicking 2-point frees from? How far out would you be chancing one?
Oh, you'd definitely be chancing one for 50 yards anyways, with especially some of the kickers that are on show here, like you see Oisin McDonagh's kick there for the 2-point he got, and then you've brilliant shooters here, Porrick, Costello, Colm Costello. You're going to have some serious efforts, I think, coming in over the course of this game.
Referee just indicating that it is a Dunmore line ball. It's kind of caught Naomh and Leitir a bit on the hop as they drive forward with possession now. Thomas Gleeson goes for a right-footed ball to the inside line to Colm Costello. Good ball. This is ambitious. Costello, very, very unlikely. Out across the goal, and I guess he felt it was the one chance he got where ball in space, but a very, very difficult kick into the wind.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, look, it's probably one of those you're kind of going, it's a brilliant ball inside from Thomas Gleeson, but Colm Costello, do you kind of try to take on your man in that situation? It's a tricky shot at that, into that gale wind as well.
Maybe that would have been a wiser option. There's a semblance of blue sky appearing in the background over the houses that we're looking at across Dr. Mannix Road, but it's still quite bleak here in Pearse Stadium, and the wind is the biggest factor. Pitch is holding up beautifully, but underfoot very, very slippy for these players, and they've all of a sudden gone into winter football. Now here's another ball in for that danger man McDonagh in front of goals. This time it's the brother, it's Fionn, goes for the point off the right to the right hand side and wide, and unfortunately a chance gone a begging.
Yeah.
Good ball into Fionn McDonagh.
Yeah, it's a great ball again from Derry Shoiga. It's that crossfield kick, so it is. It's running down one side and not kicking down the side you're running. It's a crossfield kick into space, and good hands from Fionn McDonagh. He offloaded to his brother Oisín and just didn't get the purchase on it that he needed.
Are you surprised Dunmore are so open in front of their full back line?
Yeah, I am, in terms of, especially when they get back, and like obviously when Leitir break and they break quickly, it's a good opportunity to score. But when they get back and Leitir attacking a slow pace, to see them have so much space from Dunmore, MacHales' point of view would be a bit worrying.
Well, Dunmore are certainly playing an attacking brand of football. They're not packing the defence or anything like that. Of course, the modern rules, they have to keep 3 up anyway, but it's not like that all 12 are tucked in behind. And I think a lot of that is down to the strength of the wind. There may be a couple of shooters in Leitir that could kick it from well outside the 45, so Dunmore are kind of playing man on man and being very honest, but it is leaving the full back line very exposed to those long kick passes if they do arrive in front of any of the McDonaghs, be it Fionn, Oisín or Miles. Warren Shoiga operating a little bit further out the field, and now it's Dunmore who are attacking again. 18 and a half minutes have flown by, so after the 2 goals Dunmore have restricted Naomh and Leitir to just 2 points in the last 11 minutes, so they'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, definitely it is. It's been brilliant so far from Dunmore. Like when they get up to this phase of attack and the slow and steadiness pace they have, and I know they've only worked probably 2 and maybe a missed opportunity from Colm Costello, but apart from that, like, it's been good time management from Dunmore, MacHales, and they'll be content enough keeping it at this, and maybe add another point or 2 and going in, being in 4 or 5 points at half time is really, really good work from Dunmore first half.
2-2 to 2 points. 19 minutes and 12 seconds gone as Dunmore come forward. Good strong play from Colm Costello. Does well to pick it up and then goes to ground. Is there a free? There is. Softish, you'd have to think. It looked like it was the Dunmore man who kind of tripped over himself. Now, is this worth bringing up Conor Gleeson? I'm not so sure. This is a very, very sharp angle. He's indicating, the referee's indicating to Dunmore to get on with the free. If he doesn't take it, the referee may well hop this ball. He's not going to wait for Conor Gleeson, and Conor Costello needs to get on with it, and does. And I think Noel Dempsey is right there. I don't think he can afford to wait 2 minutes every time a goalkeeper wants to try and come up. They're talking about a 3-man breach. There's a lot of shouting going on from Naomh and Leitir, and well, it's from Dunmore against Naomh and Leitir.
Yeah.
Of course, the man being in the spotlight there is Warren Shoiga, because he is the 3rd man. If he crosses the halfway line, Dunmore should be getting a 14-yard free.
Yeah, it was, and it was a lot of roars there, so it did probably look like it was
Warren.
Borderline. Warren had stepped over the line, and yeah, it is. Them rules are pretty black and clear.
Well, all eyes from Dunmore on Warren Shoiga, who's treading very thin ice, but I think he knows himself that everybody's looking at him as well, so he's making sure he's the right side of it. Dunmore trying to come forward, but they've turned the ball over again, trying to hand pass it through a crowded area on the 45-metre line at the Naomh and Leitir into the field, and now Naomh can counter-attack, although good battling over there from Pádraig Costello, who's done really well to win that ball back. Now that is how you want your full forward to be, really tigerishly looking for the ball. Here's Pádraig Costello then, the national school teacher in Dunmore, brother of Colm, gets it forward. Now here's a lovely little ball behind the back. Beautiful kick pass. Thomas Gleeson. It's inside the edge of the square. Is there a shot here? Blocked down. Again, a lot of players just smothered there. It still hasn't broken. Is the referee giving something? He's gone in here. It could be a penalty. He is given a penalty. Well, this is of the soft variety. But Noel Dempsey is calling out Sean Andy. I don't know, will we get a chance to see that again?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm probably on Noel's side in this one, Ollie. Sean Andy is on the deck and he kind of swings his leg forward, and I think it's Colm Costello that comes in around the back of him trying to just go down to pick on the ball, and he nearly knocks him to the ground in his stride.
Well, let's watch it on the replay here as the ball is played inside, gathered, swing of the boot, half blocked down as the initial shot came in, and then is there a hand across there as the Dunmore man Colm Costello came in to get it? It's softish.
It is softish when you look back at it, okay, but it is one of those you'd probably be roaring for if you're in the situation yourself.
Pádraig Martin with the initial shot into the back of Sean Andy, and as he went, there's the shot. Sean Andy threw himself, blocked it, and then as Costello went to get it, Andy went across him. Minimal enough contact, but he was never going to get the ball. Noel Dempsey says that stopped the Dunmore man from getting it. Penalty. Now what a moment this is, because this is a huge kick for Brendan Carr. A penalty at the Orrisbourne throw end to put it just a goal between the sides, and he's saved easily. A poor penalty down low to the keeper's left, who read it, and a great save by Joe Gobboon. And the goalkeeper,
yeah, it's a brilliant save, so it is. But
read it well.
It is one of those penalties from Brendan Carey. You just got to strike with power into it, and he kind of nearly tries to walk up and finesse it into the bottom corner.
No conviction, and with it goes the chance of Dunmore turning this game back in their favour. Now, Conor Gleeson still has a 45, which would be a pretty monumental kick into the wind. It's pretty similar to the strike he had to win the Connacht final against Mayo a couple of years ago. That was in the height of the summer. This is almost feels like it's in the depths of the winter. And he's kicking into an absolute storm. Gleeson, no problem with the distance. Has he got the accuracy? Out to the left and wide. A few ironic cheers from the Leitir Moor gang, who are not happy about the length of time it takes a goalkeeper to go up to take a free. I'm sorry, but that is Gaelic football, and you can go back to Mr. Cluxton 15 years ago for the start of that trend, before you start blaming Conor Gleeson from Dunmore. But it is something I'm surprised the new rule makers didn't tackle, the amount of time it takes to take a free.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's probably one of those you're kind of looking at. It's any opportunity you get for a goalkeeper to come up, they're time wasted, they're drawing down the clock, and
especially into the wind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great catch in the middle of the field from Jake Slattery, and Dunmore. Oh, that was a foul. Solo and go, yes it is, and then he's taken out and the referee says play on, as Brendan Carr looked like he ran into trouble. That was well within the 4 steps. An unusual refereeing decision there not to give the free to Dunmore, but in the end Levanna Leitir Moor have won the line ball.
Yeah, it's a tough
The referee says the ball was thrown by the Leitir Moor man, so Dunmore do get a free back, but there's a few contentious decisions going either way here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Noel in the middle of the field is making some strange enough calls now, to be fair, but probably that one, the 4 yards there, he was another one.
That occasion, I think there's no doubt Shane McGrath had taken more than the allocated 4 steps into the tackle. No complaints from Dunmore, and now Levanna Leitir Moor are burrowing their way forward on the right hand flank, and here's an opportunity now for Kieran O'Cahan. Kieran on this, he decides he's not going to shoot and flicks the ball back out the field. I think he should have had the courage to have had a shot there from the right hand side, and Dunmore in many ways here now have weathered the storm, literally. 5 minutes to go to half time, 2-2 to 2 points. The penalty miss from Dunmore is one of the big talking points, but at the same time you'd have to say they'll be happy enough at the moment to be only 6 behind. Let's see where it ends up here. The ball picked up off the ground. That'll be a free out. Conor Gleeson didn't even attempt to stop it because he knew the ball was picked off the deck by Oisin McDonagh, and so a free out for Dunmore, who, if they do get to half time after a disaster start, where they conceded 2 goals in the first 7 minutes. They've kept it to 2-2 for the remainder of the half. Now Dunmore under pressure to get out of their half. Brendan Carr does well.
Yeah,
hand passes it into the centre where Thomas Gleeson is.
Just back to your point there, Ollie, it'd be brilliant work from Dunmore. You're going, apart from the first 7 minutes, for the last 18 minutes, it's 2 points apiece. With that gale force wind, Dunmore will be the happier side. And as well, you have to remember the penalty miss from Brendan Carr as well. So Dunmore will be very, very content if they can keep it at this maybe 5-6 mark.
They're definitely back in the game anyway, that's for sure. But for Naomh, Leitir Moore, they'd be a bit disappointed not to have got more than 2 points on the board. Whatever about the bonus of the 2 goals, to have not kicked more than 2 points with a gale, as described by Pádraig Cunningham on co-coms, will be a source of disappointment. They had an opportunity to stop and take a 2-point free, but that didn't happen. Solo and go didn't work out, as Pádraig Costello now spreads it on this left-hand side, where Pádraig Martin is waiting, one of the young guns. Martin off to Carr, trying to burrow his way through, but no way through that forest of Leitir Moore defenders. And then he fouls his man. Advantage coming for Naomh as they play their way out from the back with hand passes. Dunmore sometimes just going down blind alleys. 2 Naomh men running into each other. In the end, it's good work from Miles McDonagh to survive the hit from Warren Shoei and get up and get rid of the ball. And now Naomh hold on to the ball. 27 minutes gone in the first half. Naomh Leitir Moore 2-2, Dunmore 2 points, as the ball is spread across and played quickly in front of Oisin McDonagh, trying to get around Colin Comer again, which he has. Little flick across. Is it a third goal? It is. It's yet another example of a ball in front of Oisin McDonagh, and this time the man to profit is Fionn McDonagh. And it's almost a carbon copy of those 2 goals from the first few minutes.
Yeah, it is, yeah, and it's brilliant again, and goes back to that early kick pass inside, the delivery inside. It's a bit of patience, and then they see a little bit of movement inside. Great hands again from Oisin McDonagh. He waits and waits, and he just offloads it to on-running Fionn McDonagh, and a great, brilliant finish into the bottom right-hand corner from Fionn McDonagh.
Dunmore bringing in Dylan Brady, but one wonders, is this too late? 3 goals have been conceded, and now they're making the change. Let's see how this affects Dunmore. Looks like Brendan Carr has gone off. I'm sure he's disappointed with that.
Yeah, it's a tough cameo there. He's 28, 29 minutes, and just been 3 goals have just been the killer for them here in this situation.
Well, the 2 goals weren't too bad because they'd weathered the storm, but that 3rd goal now makes it a 9-point game, and suddenly Naomh Leitir Moore have the lead that they wanted, and that's more than enough for them to feel they can defend in the second half. But Dunmore conceding goals again and leaving themselves just wide open at the back, and not really tactically setting up to have any bit of cover in front of Oisin McDonagh. And you feel for Colin Comer, because that's 3 times the ball has been played with 50 yards of room or more in front of Oisin McDonagh. He profited himself once, and Miles and Fionn have both profited as well. 3 goals from 3 different McDonaghs, and Naomh Leitir Moore in the box seat here. 3 goals to the good against Dunmore, who will feel, if this one goes astray, that it's a big opportunity in this year's Senior Football Championship gone a-begging. Dunmore aren't done yet though, neither is the first half. A minute to go. Jack Jordan, can he swing a ball in towards the danger zone? Is there anybody to aim at? Remember, this match being played out in very difficult conditions. Jordan takes a bit of a gamble but works out as it ends up in the hands of Shane McGrath, trying to get a man through, and does. 2 Dunmore men. Here should be a score, and the ball is chipped up and over the bar expertly. A fine score by Shane Mitchell. Yeah. Fine play by Shane McGrath to find the gap, but 29.5 minutes. Shane Mitchell with a good point for Dunmore.
Yeah, it is, and it's a well-worked score again from Dunmore. It kind of settles them down after conceding another 3rd goal there, but working up the field and taking the sting out of it again and work a score, and a brilliant score again then from Shane Mitchell.
So Dunmore get their 3rd point. The Dunmore substitution being called out on the PA system here. Dylan Brady for Brendan Carr. Let's see where this one breaks, and it breaks for Leitir Moore. The man who slipped was the point scorer Shane Mitchell, and now Naomh have a chance to finish the half. We're gone into injury time with a big score. Even a 2-pointer here would be a massive moment and would give Naomh a 10-point lead at the break. It's in position. They've got men queuing up on this right-hand side. Is there a shot going to come in? No, they're going to look for McDonagh again, who's in a mile of space. Ball passed back. They're going to go for a 4th goal here. It's in at the back of the net, is it? It is. It's another goal. and this time Casey O'Callaghan is the man to profit, and every one of the Naomh goals have been the exact same format, and this time the kick pass from Darren Shoiga in front of McDonagh. A couple of pop passes, Casey O'Callaghan gets it into the back of the net, and for Dunmore MacHales, they must be asking themselves how they've left themselves so wide open. Every one of the 4 goals have practically been the same.
Yeah, it is, and it's one of them again, and it came from Darren Shoiga again. His kick pass has been brilliant in the first half, delivering ball inside, and he's been the man delivering it in, and it's been Phil McDonagh, our own McDonagh, coming off the runs of each side of each other and delivering, securing the ball and offloading it to the runners coming off, and a brilliant finish again from Casey O'Callaghan.
Well, it's been an absolute disaster for Dunmore in the first half. It's 6 scores to 3. Naomh Leitir are after playing with the Storm, and yet they go in at half time with an 11-point lead, which they could scarcely have believed 3 minutes ago when they led by 2-2 to 2 points. It was 2-2 to 2 points, remember, when Dunmore got a penalty 6 minutes before half time, and that was missed by Brendan Carr, who's subsequently been taken off. But since then, the 2 goals from Naomh Leitir added to the 2 early goals have given Dunmore a mountain to climb. We're not saying it's insurmountable, but they've given themselves an enormous task to try and overcome a Naomh team who must have some pep in their step as they run in at the break in this preliminary quarter-final of the Galway Senior Football Championship. It's Naomh as Connemara, Atachon Chin, Naomh Leitir 4-2, Dunmore MacHales 3 points. Come back to us for the second half in a few minutes. Things now move forward very quickly at the inside line. Here's a chance now for an early goal. The shot into the back of the net. A brilliant scores to his name, so to Warren Shoiga. Interesting to see Warren playing very deep outside the 45. Now here's the ball into McDonagh again in front of the line. Dunmore under a bit of pressure back there. Another chance of a goal here. 1-on-1 should be, and it is into the back of the net. Dunmore have been caught rotten. Key here is just to keep it straight. Gets good contact on it. Gets great. 1 point, an unusual scoreline. As McDonagh goes for an effort from play. Oh, he's got a great contact with the move out to Naomh. Here Dunmore coming through, but again Brendan Carr running into traffic, and it manages to get away, and it's over the bar. A brilliant punch. It's inside the edge of the square. Is there a shot here? Blocked down. Again, a lot of players just smothered there. It still hasn't broken. Is the referee giving something? He's gone in here. It could be a penalty. He is given a penalty. Wow. A huge kick for Brendan Carr. A penalty at the Orrisbourne and a throw end to put it just a goal between the sides, and he's saved easily. 57 minutes gone in the first half. Naomh Leitir 2-2, Dunmore 2 points as the ball is spread across and played quickly in front of Oisin McDonagh, trying to get around Colin Comer again, which he has. Little flick across. Is it a third goal? It is. It's yet another example as it ends up in the hands of Shane McGrath, trying to get a man through, and does. 2 Dunmore men. Here should be a score, and the ball is chipped up and over the bar. They've got men queuing up on this right hand side. Is there a shot going to come in? No, they're going to look for McDonagh again, who's in a mile of space. Ball passed back. They're going to go for a 4th goal here. It's in at the back of the net. Is it? It is. It's another goal. And you're welcome back to Pearse Stadium for the second half of Dunmore MacHales against Naomh Leitir. A bizarre scoreline at half time of Naomh 4 goals and 2 points, Dunmore MacHales 3 points. Naomh making their way back out from the dressing rooms at the opposite end of the field at the Áras Bóithre Thraw, so they're using Salt Hill GA's dressing rooms. Dunmore coming out from underneath the stand here in Pearse Stadium. But to think, Pádraig Cunningham, that Naomh Leitir scored 4 goals and 1 2-pointer in that first half, playing with the strong wind, and they've managed to engineer an 11-point lead. It's quite bizarre.
Yeah, it definitely is. It is, and look at it. It's a credit to them. Their goal getting has been brilliant. So it has brilliant for scores, but really impressive for me was Darren Shoya. His kick passes inside to Fionn McDonagh and Oisin McDonagh inside. The movement of the two were nearly telepathic to when Darren had the ball running down the right hand side and delivering a kick pass in, and just the runners off the shoulders then, and some brilliant finishes we've seen so far.
Let's see how the second half unfolds, but Dunmore will need a big start, that's for sure. They've won the throw-in, and now they look to solo and go, and do, with Shane McGrath driving forward. Is he going to go for an early 2-pointer? He is, as he drops it in and off the post and over the bar. So the 2-pointer from McGrath, and an orange flag goes up, I suppose within 20 seconds. It's the perfect start.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the perfect start for Dunmore, and it's the reaction they probably look for identical. Shane McGrath wins the hop, was being fouled, takes the solo and go option 45 yards out. It's a beautiful strike into the wind, lifts it up in the air, hits off the post and glides over the bar. It's a brilliant score and a brilliant start for Dunmore. Nothing but confidence for them. Yeah,
well, that gets them up to 5 points, so it's 4-2 to 5 points. That's 9 points of a differential, and they come again. This is a savage win. There looks like a foul as Colm Costello goes forward, right-footed, chips that one out to the right and wide, but the referee says it is a wide.
Substitution on the Dunmore team.
So there is a half-time substitution to tell you about, and Colin Lyons replaces Cathal Meehan, so that's in the full-back line. So Colin Lyons, one of the more experienced players for Dunmore, goes in there, and I guess Dunmore had to try and do something, but again, we talk about horse and bolted and all of that. It's kind of a bit late, but maybe Dunmore might feel that there's enough kickers for them to get loads of these 2-pointers that could suddenly bring them back into the game. I mean, 11 points down, it's nearly game over last year, but this year I'm not so sure. We saw big deficits turned over in the National League at inter-county level.
Yeah, it is, yeah, especially with that 2-point arc, and especially with the conditions we're dealing with here as well, that them 2-point arcs will become an option. And look at it's a brilliant turnover again up high from Dunmore MacHales, and giving themselves another option here of an attack, probably to dent the scoreboard again.
Dunmore not taking the sideline ball from the right place, which has cost them a few moments, and Colm Costello slowly getting to his feet, and now just that delay means that Dunmore have probably lost the chance of getting it quickly into a player that might be in position to shoot for the 2 points, but they've got plenty of them. Matthew Reddington's another one. Is he going to have a go? No, decides to pass it off. Colm Costello can have a go. Jack Jordan thought about outside of the right as well. All of these players, if they shoot from outside, can get a score as the ball is through, and in the end the ball is just tipped up into the air and ends up with nothing, as Shane Mitchell's effort is smothered and covered. And I think this is the half where Dunmore have to show a bit of courage as well, Pádraig. You've got to try and take on some of these shots.
Yeah, you're definitely right, Jan. But again, it's brilliant work rate again from the Dunmore forwards there. They've turned them over. He met Matthias Barrett, overcarried the ball there. Pressure was coming in 2s and 3s, and they turned them over, and now another scoring opportunity for Dunmore MacHales.
Yeah, you can see a couple of players with hands on the hips there. There's a strong work rate. Colm Costello's there, and I guess Dunmore are fired up to try and show that they're better than conceding 4 goals in the first half. 4-2 to 5 points. This would be for a single point. All of these are important kicks. Pádraig Costello with his little jig before he shoots off the right, kicks it way up in the air, curls it around to the right hand side and wide, and really that was not the trajectory that was needed for that free.
No, it's not. It's definitely not, especially when you're if the aid of that whip breeze. I can't say it enough how strong it is, and probably just one of them, just tip it up a little bit, put it up in the air, a little bit of lift into it, not the power and height he went with that one.
No, it was completely wrong, and it's a big miss for Dunmore, because every point, every miss will change the energy for both of these sides. as Dunmore keep up the pressure in the middle of the field by winning the ball. McGrath, they've got the right man on it now. Off it goes to the right hand side. Jack Jordan loses possession, does very well to do a little back flick to keep that move alive. McGrath switches it through the hands. Jake Slattery through to Reddington. He's got a man on the shoulder. Chance for Gleeson. Has he got support? He's got men outside him and one inside. Is there a goal here for Dunmore? The ball is in on the goals. That's surely another penalty. Referee says get up. No penalty. It'll be a free out surely. The shot into the net. It's a goal. It's fly kicked into the net. And what a bit of a play that is. And in the end, the man who gets the goal, the number 24, Pádraig Martin, kept playing while everybody else stopped, expecting the referee to either give a penalty or a free out. Pádraig Martin kept his eye on the ball and has fly kicked the ball into the net. Have we game on again, Pádraig?
Yeah, we definitely do, and it's a brilliant goal, brilliant finish. Probably we're going in looking for the penalty. The ball broke free and Pádraig Martin just pulling it with his left boot. A brilliant finish into the middle rift of the left hand side of the goal.
Yeah, and in fairness, the match referee gave the indication to play on, and that's exactly what Pádraig Martin did, while a lot of others stopped. Here it looks like a push in the back, and now Naomh Leitir are having to respond themselves. What a truly incredible match we're having here in Pearse Stadium. 4-2 for Leitir, 1-5 for Dunmore, and now it's Naomh who have to try and respond.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Brilliant start from Dunmore. 4.5 minutes in, and they're already back inside 6. They will be definitely happy. Just try to get the ball back now with a bit of urgency again, because Leitir going to try to take the life out of it like Dunmore were doing in the first half.
Pádraig Martin with his goal. Dunmore's first, but as it stands, it's 14 points to 8, 4-2 to 1-5. And Naomh Leitir coming forward. Now they've got a couple of men on the overlap here. They could be in for a 5th goal. In the end, the ball is hand passed over the bar by their wing-back, Tommaso Curreen. And Tommaso Curreen gets the first single point on the board for Naomh Leitir 6 minutes into the second half. Referee is asking for the kick-out to be retaken. And Conor Gleeson is asking him what's that about.
Noel seems to be pointing at his whistle. I think it was a brilliant kick from Gleeson. He had got Dunmore off and up and on the attack.
Well, Dunmore lost an All-Ireland intermediate football semi-final going back 3 years ago when they conceded 4-4. And that was an All-Ireland championship that was there for the taking for Dunmore. That would have got them into Croke Park, of course, that year. So the goals concession in that game was a source of great regret, but here they've conceded 4 goals in one half, and were cut open on that occasion as well. If Dunmore do somehow come back to win this, they will have some amount of homework to do to tighten up in defence. But there's Colm Costello turning and putting the ball over the bar, just getting a ripple of applause. But there's an awful lot of time left in this game.
Oh, power of time. There's 24, 25 minutes yet, and it's back to a 6-point game. They'll be really content with their start to the second half and try to just win the ball around the middle and keep that scoreboard moving.
Yeah, that 6-point deficit is courtesy of the goal from Pádraig Martin, of course. So I think Dunmore would have certainly taken this situation, given where they were when they were 11 points down. That looked like a heavy tackle. Dunmore might just have a shot at the posts here and know that there's a free coming back, and in the end Dunmore didn't read the script and the referee is right to blow the whistle. But like, if Dunmore were tuned in there, the first thing the player does, knowing there's an advantage coming, is having a free shot at the post for a 2-pointer.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's exactly it, Ollie. It's them situations you get. You have to know and see when the referee has his hand up giving you the advantage. You have a free effort, a 2-point shot realistically in an attack, and knowing you're coming back to get a free in that advantage, it's probably a bit of inexperience there from Dunmore.
Yeah, well, they're just not quite firing today, not quite tuned in, but they're still hanging in here at 4-3 to 1-6. And now Pádraig Costello from further out. Let's see how he gets on with this one as he tries to get onto the right boot. Again, just goes for a high lobbing, bombing ball, and it's going to go out to the right hand side and wide. And well, you just wonder about the free taking, if that's going to cost Dunmore. It certainly did in the intermediate final going back 4 years ago against Naomh Leitir. They had plenty of regrets that day, a match that Dunmore dominated, and their free taking absolutely decimated their chances. But again, just the trajectory of those shots from Pádraig Costello leave a bit to be desired.
It's probably one there. You probably look at someone like Conor Gleeson coming up to strike with that wind as well. He's a brilliant strike. He's able to lift the ball up into the air and let that travel. So it's kind of one of them you'd be saying, would you have brought up Conor Gleeson for that free nearly?
Well, if there's nobody else putting their hand up, and Lord knows you've got Colm Costello there on the extended Galway panel, who surely is an option. But Dunmore just leaving a lot of scores behind them so far. Remember the missed penalty as well in the first half. But they are working really hard to get back into this game. Naomh and Leitir have given themselves the platform, and now they drive forward from the back. Great little hand pass there from Tommaso Curran, but Dunmore have turned it over again. Big support here for Dunmore, and in the end Colm Costello goes for an up and under with his brother Pádraig beside him. Ball is grabbed in there nicely. Shane McGrath around him, and here's Martin. Pádraig Martin through, but a great challenge. Brilliant defending from Naomh and Leitir. Pádraig Martin looked like he was in on goal, but in the end the tackle came in and Martin was denied, and well, had he held on to it, it would have been a real opportunity there for Dunmore MacHales to get a goal that would have completely turned this game.
Absolutely, and it's a brilliant tackle from Mushroom McDonagh. Gets back and make that tackle for Naomh and Leitir. Gets back, looks like Shane McGrath was going down at the heart of the goal, and gets a near hand tackle in, a brilliant dispossession. And as you said, Ollie, would have turned this game wide up again with another goal.
10 minutes have flown by in the second half, and Naomh, I think wisely, are taking a bit of time out of the clock here. This time it's Darren Choiga who's down, and that'll hold things up. Disappointment for the Irish women in the rugby, as you heard, losing 18-13 to France in their World Cup quarter-final. So yet another Irish rugby team just failing at the quarter-final level, not quite being able to overcome the psychology of breaking past the last 8. Some other sports news as well. Liverpool 1-0 winners over Burnley thanks to a 97th minute winner from a Mo Salah penalty. So Liverpool leaving it late but doing what champions do. Are you a Liverpool man, Pádraig, are you?
No, I'm not.
You're the other side.
I'm a Manchester United man.
You're a United man. Okay, well then you're shaking your head for good reason with that. Of course, United and City coming up at 4:30. That'll be an interesting one. Whether United have closed the gap on their neighbours or not, it remains to be seen. I wouldn't
hold my breath too much.
Well, you got rid of the goalie anyway, which is one thing. Onana is sent off to Turkey, but that's away from Pearse Stadium here, where the sun is out, as you can see, and there's going to be a change here for Darren Choiga, and it looks like a concussion injury, and he'll certainly be a loss.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely a loss, and he's been brilliant in the first half for them at delivering ball inside, and his work rate and getting on the ball. Dylan Choiga seems to be coming into the fray from.
Powerfully built man, Darren Choiga, but he definitely got a bang to the head, no question about it. And I think Naomh will be anxious to just make sure that he gets the requisite treatment on the sideline. Anyway, the game goes on. Ball kicked out with a touch there, and will be a sideline to Naomh over on the right hand side of the field. Noel Dempsey again just running into position, having a word with both players. He's been busy today, the referee, no question about it, but line ball to Naomh and Leitir. They lead. That's a free given against Dunmore MacHales' Rory Walken. Shot coming in to the left hand side and wide as Naomh got on with it. Conor Gleeson mentioning getting on with it, now in a rush. 15 points to 9, 4-3 to 1-6 is the scoreboard here in Pearse Stadium. A bizarre scoreline. Naomh and Leitir scoring 4 goals and a 2-pointer with the wind. They've managed 1 point so far in the 13 minutes we've played of the second half where they're playing into it. But for Dunmore MacHales, having just 3 points on the board, they've managed 1-3 in the second half so far. Came at a big scoring burst in the third quarter against Clare Galway that put that game to bed. Haven't quite seen the same amount here, but they could work it here. Jake Slattery, he's in on goal. Slattery's got a man inside him. Is he going to go for goal? No, he's just going to tip it up and over the bar. Jake Slattery deciding no point being a total hero this early, and still plenty of time. Probably the right decision.
Yeah, definitely the right decision. Just get that scoreboard moving again. It's brilliant again from Thomas Gleeson. He's kind of an orchestrator for Dunmore. He's brilliant on the ball there, around 50-60 yards. A little lovely hand pass inside to Jake Slattery, and Jake Slattery probably seen an opportunity for a goal and just decided no, just keep the scoreboard moving. A brilliant decision from Jake Slattery.
Well, Darren Troiga's back on the pitch, so didn't take long for him to pass that HIA, and that was a temporary substitution, so he's back on, and he'll be right underneath this kick out. There's a forest of players underneath it. Who's going to come out with it? It's Naomh Leitir Moir burrowing his way through. Thomas Gleeson over there, a lot of players, and in the end the referee saying that's going to be a free to Naomh Leitir Moir. I'm not so sure that anybody knew what was going on there, but in the end, with such a forest of players around, Old Dempsey decided I better just give a free here and break up this shamazel as Naomh come forward now. The gap is back to 5 points. Remember, it was at 11 when Naomh got that fourth goal before half time, as Dunmore really looked like they were shell-shocked. Here's Oisin McDonagh. Toe to hand, gives it back towards Iarla O'Corrine. In turn, coming into the play now is Darren Troiga. Seems to have recovered from that knock. Slowing it down now, Matthias Barrett. Nice ball across, working it through the hands. Warren Troiga just playing his way into this game, but again, Dunmore have worked hard and turned it over. And it's that man, Matthew Reddington, who's really turned into the spiritual leader here for Dunmore. Great ball into space. What a pass that is. Ball dropped at the first time of asking. Is there an end product here from Colm Costello, trying to get it onto the right but can't, and in the end has to just pop it back to his brother Porrick, and in the end he has to go all the way back out the field to Jack Jordan. Is there a man in position to have a pop at the post? Thomas Gleeson was. Now he goes back to Porrick Costello. Is he going to go for the 2-pointer? He is, and Costello out to the right hand side and wide. A bad miss and a good chance.
Yeah, it is. It's a good chance, and it's a brilliant turnover up the field from Matthew Reddington, and he drives a brilliant ball inside to Colm Costello, and in the end to be only orchestrating a shot from a difficult DR outside the arc shot for Porrick Costello. Probably an opportunity missed again from Dunmore.
Yeah, just maybe overplaying that by 2 or 3 passes, but it has come to naught, and all of Reddington's good work in the build-up. We're now into the final quarter. Dunmore have turned from 11 points down at the break to within 5, so they are just about on target to make this a very close finish. Great kick out there from Joe Gubboon, who's very close to the ground as he got it to his man, but out come Tomas O'Corrine, and in turn Iarla O'Corrine inside, now driving forward. Darren Troiga fully recovered, has got a man inside. Here's a chance now for Fionn McDonagh. Fionna's jigging inside, he plays the ball across. Is there a 5th goal there? Brilliantly blocked by Conor Gleeson. Well, that was right at the death, and that could be a pivotal moment in this game, as again running through from the back, Casey O'Keally from midfield was looking to get his 2nd goal, but O'Keally denied by Conor Gleeson practically on the goal line. A 5th goal was staring Dunmore in the face there. Had they conceded that, well, I don't know would any team have come back from that, but it remains 5 points. That save could be huge, Porrick.
Yeah, it is. It's a brilliant save. He's used his body well there, Conor, and seeing Casey O'Kelly coming at good pace as well, and looked like he had just done enough to get the shot off, but Gleeson stood strong and just got the block in.
Well,
and as you said, a massive save that could be for Dunmore.
Even as it is, I'm sure the Dunmore goalkeeper is bemused by the fact that he's been beaten 4 times. Dunmore have a free, solo and go. Now McGrath goes for a long one over the top. It's ambitious. Is there a flick? Saved by the goalkeeper, and the ball is double saved. Brilliant work by Gubboon over the bar. A point blank save by Joe Gubboon from a fly kick shot that almost ended up in the net. Brilliant double goalkeeping from Naomh Leitir Moir. An instinctive save to flick it up and over the bar, and that could have been a goal from Porrick Martin, his 2nd one, but in the end Martin gets the credit for the point. He was right there at the end of it, and almost from the end line smashed it against the keeper, but a reflective save by Joe Gubboon, used his instincts to flick it up and over the bar. It is a point for Dunmore, though. It could have been more.
It could have definitely, and that ball in from Shane McGrath, 50-60 yards up in the air, and just bounces as it's coming at the goalkeeper's face. It's a dangerous one. Done very well, and then pulls off a brilliant save from Porrick Martin, strike at him along the end line.
4-3 to 1-8 is the scoreline. It's now 15 points to 11. Naomh come again, but Dunmore are there, and there's Colin Comer. He's now operating out around the middle as an extra man. He's following Oisin McDonagh out the field, and Dunmore come looking again. Gleeson dragged to the ground, free in, and what a big free this is coming up.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a massive free, and it puts it back to a 3-point game for them. And it's brilliant again from Thomas Gleeson. He's been brilliant in this second half for Dunmore. Gets that little bit of space and drives the heart of the defence. Drives the heart of the Leitir friends, and they have to take him down, or else he's going down at the Bairn at the goal.
Now Pádraig Costello with the free, that I'm sure he realises the significance of it. He's missed a couple already in this second half, but this one is absolutely huge in the context of this game. And from a Dunmore perspective, you feel he has to get it. Costello, right-footed, this time a much lower trajectory, strikes it well, and this time he has certainly learned, as he puts it over the bar, much more sensible kick.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's definitely learned from his first 2 kicks. The other 2 have just been high-tailed and wide. There, he just just barely kicked the ball and it just lifted up and over the bar itself with this wind.
4-3 to 1-9. Still 11 minutes to go. Are Dunmore on track to come back to this game and level it?
Definitely. Yeah, the 3-point game with this wind, and just need to keep winning the ball around the middle of the field. Another win again.
Dunmore keep coming. Long ball inside. Oh, there's nobody at all marking Pádraig Martin. Very strange defending. Martin, though, on the inline, hasn't much support. Has to go back out the field to Colin Costello. Is he going to get a yard of space? No. He goes all the way back out to Shane McGrath, and the chance is temporarily lost. McGrath then goes back into the middle of the field. There could be a 2-point shot coming up here if Dunmore can get it to one of their shooters, but Jack Jordan is going to just play it into the centre. Is there a 3-man? Well, it looks like, as Dunmore were shouting for the 3-up breach.
It's a 2-point breach, a 3-point breach from, a 3-man breach from Leitir, yeah.
Well, Dunmore had it well spotted, and what that means is Dunmore will have a chance from outside the D with a 2-pointer. The referee's indicating where it needs to be taken from. Pádraig Costello is telling him, I'm going back because I'm doing a run-up. But this would have us back to a point.
Point game,
4-3 to 1-11 if he manages to get this, which would be really quite extraordinary. But 4-3 to 1-11 is the score at the moment. Let's watch Pádraig Costello with this free. We'll see how he gets on. Costello then.
Massive kick for Dunmore.
Huge kick, straight in front of the posts. He's 42 metres out. The rain about to come down again. He gets the height. Has he got the accuracy?
He got it.
He strikes it up. He strikes it over the bar. The referee puts up the 2 arms, and Dunmore have clawed their way back. 4-3 to 1-11. Pádraig Costello with a 2-point free for the 3-up breach. 21 minutes. Are Dunmore favourites now?
Yeah, well, look at you. You'd have to say they are with this wind the way it is, and the pace of it as well. So they're definitely an opportunity anyways for them for the next 10-11 minutes, whatever is added as well. So they'll just look to win the ball around the middle of the field. They seem to be winning it now in the last 5-6 minutes. A great opportunity for Dunmore now to push on.
The ultimate game of 2 halves. And Naomh and Leitir, well, their currency are goals because they're really relying on them now staying in the game. But Dunmore come again. Is there another foul there? Referee says there is. A hit on Matthew Reddenton. Pádraig Costello needs to leave this down. The referee's going to bring it in, is he? He is, and this will be the equalising score. Can they go back out the field with the 2-point free? Referee says no. It's taken from here. So this will be Costello, who in fairness has got his shooting boots on at the right time.
Definitely, yeah. Coming down the stretch, you need your free taker in situations like this, and he's really stepped up with the last 3 frees.
Well, this has been some turnaround from Dunmore, who in fairness haven't panicked. They've kept the head. They have got that goal from Pádraig Martin, which was crucial in their efforts to claw back an 11-point half-time deficit. Referee is running in now as well. He's having a word with the Leitir goalkeeper. And he's going to hold the game up, is he? Noel Dempsey is just indicating at the moment the free to be taken. So here comes Pádraig Costello. Right-footed, strikes it up, strikes it over the bar, no mistakes. Unbelievable turnaround in this second half. And now it's 4-3 Naomh Leitir, 1-12 for Dunmore. Total that all up, it's 15 points apiece, and we still have 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, definitely. And look at it. Dunmore going down the stretch. It looks like Joe Grubbing has went down on the ground here holding something.
No, he's definitely injured, the goalkeeper. I know he's trying to recover at the same time, but Naomh Leitir right now must feel like they are punch drunk, because Dunmore MacHales have hit them for 7 points on the bounce. From 4-3 to 1-5, it's now 4-3 to 1-12 in level. So it's taken Dunmore all of 17 minutes to get those points that were necessary to draw level. They might just have timed their run perfectly here.
Yeah, they might have, just going down the stretch as well, like coming in and trying to get just going down the stretch for Dunmore, using the aid of the wind, and just kept that scoreboard moving in key moments. You look at back to opportunities they had. Jake Slattery probably had a goal opportunity that time when he was going through, but decided to just keep the scoreboard moving. Probably why he's going down the street when you see where they are now.
Yeah, these were all decisions that were critical in Dunmore coming back now. They've made a lot of decisions that have gone pear-shaped today, especially defensively, but they definitely have kept the head up front, and 112 is certainly getting towards the tally that Dunmore had in mind for winning this game at the outset. They probably need another 2 to 3 points, but that's not to say that Naomh Leitir won't get another goal, because they've definitely have the opportunities to open them up.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at that, we've seen this save. You look back to key moments of the game as well. Conor Gleeson's save that time when Casey O'Callaghan broke through, and he was definitely a key save because it got Dunmore back level now. So they will Leitir know themselves they can cut through that the eye of the needle of the defence of that Dunmore.
Let's see what happens with this kick out. It is absolutely pivotal. Naomh have changed their goalkeeper. So Naomh have taken off Irlo Curry. Let's see who their sub goalie is going in there.
Sub goalie is Cian O'Flaherty.
So Cian has got in. Let's see how Dunmore get on with the breaking ball in the middle of the field. It's fly kicked away. This is a real battle for possession. Dunmore pick it up. Jake Slattery putting the head down. It's a right scramble, and in the end Naomh get the free, just showing that little bit more eagerness to try and win the ball, showing that hunger. Solo and go, and now they go for the long ball over the top. Let's see where this goes. Ball is flicked down. Back there is Colin Lyons trying to get goal side, but the referee says push in the back against Oisin McDonagh on Colin Comer, and for the first time Comer gets a decision. Played him from the front, and this time he's got the benefit of it. Now can Dunmore hit the front with 5 minutes to go. Here come Dunmore MacHales looking to take the lead for what would be the first time in the game, and if they were, what a time it would be to do so. They're just taking their time now. They've got plenty of kickers in position here for a 2-point shot as well on the left hand side, trying to work the ball back out towards Colm Costello. Costello has it but decides no. He goes back the field. Jake Slattery is going to use Shane McGrath. He's got Jack Jordan to his right if they want to arc around. McGrath, who got that first point at the start of the second half, but Jack Jordan putting the head down. He's through on goal. Jack Jordan should be a score, and he gets it. Jack Jordan edges Dunmore in front for the first time in the game on 26 minutes. Jack Jordan puts Dunmore in front, and that is a brilliant run of play. 8 in a row for Dunmore to make it 113 to 4-3, 16 points to 15. Dunmore in front.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's brilliant again. Patience again from Dunmore, working that down the left hand side. Switch the play. Shane McGrath drives at it, and then there's that bit of space, and Jack Jordan drives into it and kicks a brilliant score, and here they are again.
They've got the breaking ball. Pádraig Costello's got a man on his shoulder. He's going to go forward. He looks at the brother Colm. Is Colm going to wind up? No, he goes back to the brother. Pádraig swivels on the left. Here's a great chance. Costello off the left. Should be a score. Has he got it? Has he curls it in? He has got it over the bar. The umpire took a while, but in the end he decided to go for the Bratbón, and that white flag means that Pádraig Costello, the two lads keeping it together in the family, have got it over the bar, and Dunmore lead by 2.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, look at it. Brilliant again. They win the breaking ball again and just drive again at the heart. That's a heart of that Leitir defence, and little one too with his brother Colm, and kicks a great score from Pádraig.
4 goals and 3 points for Naomh Leitir. They've only added 1 point in the second half, but Dunmore have really gone to town in this second half, including 9 points in a row. 114 to 4-3. Dunmore lead, and they've got the ball back, and they come again. They've also got a free. Is this one to leave down maybe and think about Conor Gleeson? It's 55 metres out. No, they decide to play it and hold it and maybe run down the clock, and that's probably wise too. Jack Jordan, he's got that score. Balanced play, left hand out. Hand pass across, looking for the run of Shane Mitchell. Back in turn now. Dunmore have, in their eyes, done the hard work. They've got back in front, turned around an 11-point deficit. Matthew Reddington, they don't want to start playing around too much though. A little tug of the jersey on Jake Slattery, but he says play on. Back to Shane McGrath. Remember, he kick-started it all with the 2-pointer at the start of the second half. 90 seconds to go. There's another shot coming in here from Jordan. This one though is to the left and wide. It is a chance, but nonetheless, Dunmore are keeping the ball down at that end of the field to our right-hand side.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, and it's another one of them. They're taking this thing out of the attack and then just working it back and over. Jack Jordan probably takes on a shot where probably I'd say a few of his players weren't too happy with him taking on.
Still, the opportunity was there, and had he got it, it might well have put Dunmore into the quarter-final draw coming up at 6:10. Punch down from Matthew Reddington, but nobody there. And now, Naomh Leitir, have they got one last chance to drive forward and get themselves an equalising score? They are 2 behind, so they will most probably need 2 points. There's a lazy hand going in from Rory Walken. That's a free, and that's going to be a free to Naomh Leitir. Dunmore just indicating where the free should be taken from. Linesman helps out on that assistance, and Naomh Leitir get on with it. Ball up along the line, fly kicked by Colin Comer, who for all his difficulty with Oisin McDonough, you've got to give him credit. He's keeping going and has won the last couple of balls, and that's at the expense. 4 minutes to be added on. 4 minutes injury time. That will start in 20 seconds. So 4 minutes for Naomh Leitir to get a 5th goal, which would win the game for them, or else to try and engineer 2 points to take us to extra time. Impossible to see how any team could get a 2-pointer, but there's Dunmore to turn it over and win it back. Matthew Reddington gives it off to Colin Lyons. Lyons burrowing his way out from the back. He's up to the 45, needs support, decides to hold on to it and then hand pass it across the line, trying to get it off to Brady. Dylan Brady, the sub who came on in the first half. Nice ball off to Jordan. Is there an end product here for Dunmore? Jordan goes back to Costello. Colm Costello off the right. Is this the score to put Dunmore into the quarterfinals? No, he's missed it. Out to the left and wide. Hasn't been his day.
Yeah, it hasn't. That's one of them kind of like a bread and butter for a forward, that opportunity. And just didn't get it good enough.
Snatched at it, yeah. A big miss. And Naomh Leitir remain alive just about. Ball in the middle of the field, breaks for Dunmore. Again, they've done their homework and they really have loaded up that midfield area. Pádraig Costello with a real high, heavy. And the referee gives an over-carrying against Colm Costello. And now the ball is going to be brought forward 50 metres. It looked like a head tackle on Colm Costello. The linesman has the flag up, but the referee is playing on. This is certainly controversial at the end of this game as Naomh Leitir come forward. The ball flicked off. Referee says a pull of the shoulder. Dunmore need to hand the ball. Oisin McDonough goes for a solo and go. Referee not having any of it as McDonough ran into it, but it certainly looked like Colm Costello had a head-high tackle, and it wasn't given by the referee, who then penalised him for lying on the ground and over-carrying.
Yeah,
well, all we could say is the referee is there on site. Let's have a look at it in the replay, as Pádraig Costello's hand pass was very poor, but again, no, there was very little contact. The referee was there. And we have to give Noel Dempsey the benefit of the doubt. He was right there. He felt that Costello was playing for the free. Jack Jordan comes out, and the upshot of it all is that it's a free for Naomh Leitir on our left-hand side, and this would get them back within 1, and there it is, up and over the bar from Oisin McDonough. It's their first point since the punch point from Tommaso Curreen in the 6th minute. So 25 minutes later, Naomh Leitir get a score that has pulled it back to the narrowest of margins, 4-4 to 114, and we have played 2 of the 4 minutes of stoppage time. It's going to be a full-on press now from Naomh Leitir as Dunmore try and come out from the back. Looked like a foul. It is. Dunmore get the free, and they will now look to try and just put this game to bed with one more score. Dunmore with Dylan Brady run into trouble, however, is giving it away, and Naomh Leitir have a free. It's another big mistake from Dunmore, who are trying to run themselves out of trouble, and now Naomh Leitir will have a chance of getting that second free. Now, no free, says the referee. Play on. Naomh hold on to the ball. Dunmore just have to make sure they keep the 3 men up and don't concede a soft free. Pádraig Costello is the man on the halfway line. Dunmore keeping a close eye on that to make sure that he stays in field. But now Naomh throwing everybody forward. Have to try and get a point to take us to extra time. They might well get one here as the hand pass goes across to Miles McDonagh. Miles, 13 metres out from goal, plays it inside. Dunmore not even looking at where the ball is, can't afford to give away a free, and in the end the referee has given the free in. He said there was a foul against Rory Walken and a free in for Naomh Leitir to level the game, and somehow from being 2 points up with the Storm, Dunmore have managed to allow Naomh Leitir to get 2 points with the last 2 attacks. It'll probably take us to extra time.
Yeah, definitely. And look at it, it's brilliant from Leitir again. They turn over the ball on the halfway line and drive at the running heart of the Dunmore fence, and now have worked themselves a tap over free.
Yeah, Sean Murray was the man completely blindsided, not looking at where the man was. And then the 2 arms wrapped around. The referee made the decision. This is not a gimme, however, for Oisín McDonagh. Right-footed, has to keep it straight, strikes it up. The umpires look at it though, it's over the bar. It's another score. And Oisín McDonagh's 2 frees in injury time are going to send us into extra time. 4-5 to 1-14, 17 points apiece. We've played the 4 minutes, and Noel Dempsey may not even allow the kick out to land in the middle of the field. Dunmore will wonder how they've managed to allow themselves to be dragged back into this situation. 11 points down at half time, back to win, lead by 2, and they have managed to concede the last 2 points, and now we're going to extra time. And I suppose from Naomh Leitir's perspective, they'll feel that's the least they deserved given the lead they had at half time, but the dominance Dunmore had. 2 periods of 10 minutes aside will start in 5 minutes time. But a bizarre match. Dunmore had a couple of chances to go 3 up. We think of Jack Jordan's point, we think of Colm Costello's effort as well. All missed. Didn't look like it'd matter unless Naomh Leitir could launch a couple of attacks to get points, and that's exactly what they did. They got their 2 points late on from 2 close-in frees, and Dunmore have to start all over again.
Yeah, definitely. Look at it, they'll be thoroughly disappointed. I think Dunmore, they're coming down the stretch, 2 points up, going into injury time, and as you said, they had 2 shots, opportunities. Jack Jordan had 1, Colm Costello had the other, and they're big moments for Dunmore. And now go into a battle again and given 10 minutes of that win back to Leitir, knowing that the goals they got in that first half, they can easily do it again in 10 minutes. So yeah, it's gone right down the wire here, so it has.
The teams aren't allowed back into the dressing rooms. We're told there's a 5-minute turnaround to get back in play. Conor Gleeson will just about have reached his teammates by the time that 5 minutes is up. He's just walking and strolling and keeping a close eye on the Naomh Leitir lads to see what Alan Murphy is saying to his troops, but he's got to reorganise them pretty quickly. And remember, with 10 minutes aside, like I saw already this morning out in your hometown of Headford, there's very little chance for either team to create much daylight in 10 minutes of play in extra time. So the spectre of penalties looms large here in Pearse Stadium.
Absolutely, it does, yeah. And as you said, Ollie, like you're probably going to generate probably 4 attacks in them 10 minutes, considering time of the ball, the time you have the ball and you without the ball. So if you get 4 attacks, you're looking at being really efficient, probably getting four shots at goal. Then you're looking at, as you say, you can't really build up a lead with that because it is only 10 minutes. So it's definitely looking at like penalties is a big option here.
Yeah, well, that's where the likes of Conor Gleeson might feel he'll come into his own, but of course it doesn't always work out like that. There's still plenty of twists and turns to happen. And I don't think either team will feel they've fully maximised the strength of this wind in terms of the 2-pointers.
No, definitely not. No, like we've seen at the very start of the second half for Dunmore MacHales, Shane McGrath wins the hop, drives to the heart. He has an opportunity, 50 yards out, barely taps the ball, and it's a brilliant 2-pointer. But other than that, did we see?
They got one more. Pádraig Costello with a 2-point free.
Yeah, like just not many attacks or not many shots that were taken on for the 2-point arc.
Why would that be, Pádraig? Is there a question mark there on the bravery of players, or are they just trying to make ultra sure that the shot that they take is the best option?
Yeah, it probably goes back to looking at the situation where players have the opportunities in games, but probably still leaning back to the old style where it was always make sure of the score, kicking inside the D. Not probably players taking the risk that they do, that the 2-point is worth for.
Well, both of these sides will be getting out of their huddle and back in action once the referee calls them. And Noel Dempsey, of course, and that coin toss will be huge. So who gets the wind for the first period of extra time, and do you get a chance to build up much of a lead? If you do win the toss, what do you do, Porrick?
Yeah,
do you go with it?
You do probably go with it. Like while you get your recovery, and you know what's fresh from the management teams are saying to you, you kind of just that 10 minutes, go hell for leather for 10 minutes, and then try to, when you have the ball, just suck the life out of it for the second half of extra time.
Well, there's plenty of other action going on around the grounds as well. Of course, coming up here, Killannon against Montbellier Moylock is the next match. That's likely to be delayed on the back of this now as well. So there's every chance that the draw for the quarterfinals will be put back until probably 6:30 as well, on the back of what's going on here. But either way, we are set for a dramatic conclusion, no doubt about it. As again, both team managements have some final instructions. I'm not so sure what kind of impact or how relevant any of these team talks are at this stage. I think the key thing here for me, Porrick, is keeping players warm, because when you're in the height of battle like that for probably close on 70 minutes, to suddenly stop and be standing up in what is perishing cold conditions, the body can seize up pretty quickly. So I'm not sure about the wisdom of just standing around in a huddle for 10 minutes before you get going in extra time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can see there even the breeze on the back of the players' jerseys and stuff. Your muscles start to seize up and stuff. So it's definitely them players that want to just get going and get this game started again.
Well, the Currafin intermediates are certainly turning it on in style against Glenamaddy. They'll be in the hat for the intermediate draw. We know the Currafin seniors are very much in the hat, along with Tuam Stars, Moycullen and Salthill Knocknacarra in one pot, as the top teams in the group who automatically qualified for the quarterfinals. The 4 preliminary quarterfinal winners will be in there with them. We know that Oughterard are the first team in there on the back of their victory, dramatic and all as it was, against Clare Galway in this venue yesterday evening. 116 Oughterard, 211 for Clare Galway. So the 3 teams to join Oughterard in the other pot, we're still waiting on who the first to join them will be. Dunmore MacHales or Naomh Leitir Moor. Milltown and St James's getting underway in Tuam Stadium. And of course Killannon and Montbellier Moylock here a little bit later on as well.
In the intermediate championship, we have Corcoran, 2 goals, 14 points.
Still no sign of the referee re-emerging. Noel Dempsey obviously decided
Another game,
he needed a cup of coffee to
9 points.
get the blood flow going there as well.
4. And in the game, Madness Grove, Corcoran are leading by
So we're still awaiting the match referee to re-emerge.
Junior C championship final.
Down to our right hand side, Dunmore MacHales manager Dennis Fallon. Of course, Alan Glynn, the former Galway minor manager, is their coach this year. He's having a few words as well in terms of how Dunmore might tactically realign. There's
14 each, one
Alan Glynn, hands on the hips. He feels there's very little more he can do in this context,
penalties. They will play
and I'm sure a lot to contemplate. There's that bizarre feeling, I'm sure, with Dunmore, where they would have come into this game as warm favourites, Porrick, no question. The most nightmarish start in the first half, and then at the end of the first half, didn't look like they'd done enough to calmly come back and win the game, only to throw it away again at the end of the second half. So there must be a lot of mixed emotions in that Dunmore sideline.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, Ollie, going into injury time, 2 points up with the aid of that Gale first ring, knowing that Leitir Moor will probably have to generate 2 attacks to score because of the 2-point arc was never really an option. Dunmore will be very disappointed and have mixed emotions going starting this second half. Probably want to wrong a few rights and will try to do what they can to get themselves over the line here.
Now this is the coin toss. Noel Dempsey speaking with Matthew Reddington and also with Éamon O'Farta, Captain the Fornia, Naomh Leitir Moor.
that the shop is open up at the main entrance, serving
So
cheese and coffee.
Matthew Reddington is indicating that Dunmore will be playing into the wind. Seemed to be the decision. We'll wait and see. Yeah, that is
Yeah,
it.
it
So Naomh Leitir with the breeze for the first period of extra time.
Yeah, probably look to do what they did at the start of the very first half with deliver ball inside and 2 goals inside 7 minutes. So it was.
Nope, it's all down now to the next 20 minutes to decide on who goes through and who doesn't to the next round of the championship. Carlastrand, the team relegated from senior, were winners in the intermediate over Kilconnelly by 9 points to 1-4. So Kilconnelly are in the quarter-final draw for the intermediate. But the quarter-final draw for the senior is what's at stake here in this Galway Senior Football Championship match, as we're ready for the first period of extra time. Ball is in and we're underway, and the ball is touched down and almost picked up by Colm Costello, but his chip pickup didn't work, and Naomh Leitir win the ball back. And every moment now and every possession is worth its weight in gold. Naomh Leitir seem to have a substitute out there in the middle of the field as well. Pádraig O'Kelly, as they launch the first attack. Another ball dropped in around that danger zone. Let's see who's back there this time. Dunmore, but again, they just can't get their hands on the ball. Colin Comer dropping it in this instance. Now they're having to do a bit of defending without giving away the free, and the referee in this instance says over carrying, and Dunmore win the first possession. So 114 to 4-5. We're back underway with the extra time period. 10 minutes either way. And then if the sides are still level at the end of 20 minutes, we will be on to penalties. And of course, which end the penalties are taken will have a big bearing as well on the game, given the fact that if you're striking a penalty with the wind behind you, it'll be next to impossible to try and stop it. So watch this space if it comes to that in a few minutes' time. Just over a minute gone in extra time, still nothing, as Pádraig Costello looks to try and engineer the first score. Here's a bit of an up and under and a bit of a nothing kick that's going to drop in around the house. Might just break out for Dunmore, but they just can't get their hands on the ball and can't control it. And poor play, that's going to be a free out. The man in that instance that looks to have come in for Dunmore MacHales as well is Jamie Cohen. Had a couple of stabs at that, but he's really operating as some extra cover here for Dunmore. So maybe Dunmore will feel they've learned their lesson from normal time. There's a little kick in the leg that's going to lead to a stoppage in play here.
It's like 2 cramps, I think, in the hamstrings. He looks like he has.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but it's going to happen. And again, I mentioned the players standing around for 10 minutes at the end of full time. You just wonder about the nonsense of that, and both teams doing it, like where you're literally standing in the freezing cold and your muscles seizing up.
Yeah, for nearly 10 minutes. Like.
Yeah. So either way, that's for again. No score yet in the extra time period. Dunmore 114, Naomh Leitir 4-5. If you're just joining us at half-time in normal time, backed by the breeze, Naomh Leitir led Dunmore by 4-2 to 3 points. And then by the time we came to the 30th minute, Dunmore had gone back in front by 114 to 4-3, but somehow contrived to concede 2 late frees to allow Naomh Leitir to take it to extra time. And that's where we land. 114 for Dunmore, 4-5 for Naomh Leitir, 17 points apiece. And we are now into the 4th minute of extra time. We'll have a minute or two at the end of this as well, as Naomh come looking for their first score. Warren Choiga in close proximity there as well, trying to drop the ball in and over the bar. It's a super score. In the end, the man who landed it was Dylan.
Yeah, it is a brilliant score. He kind of drives with the heart on the right-hand side of the pitch. Down. Yeah, he drives the right-hand side, drives the heart of the Dunmore defence and steps inside onto his left boot and puts a brilliant 2-pointer with about 20 yards to spare. It was a brilliant kick up into the to put Leitir 2 points up.
Yeah, it is a 2-pointer, just to clarify. He was outside, so that is a crucial score. 4-7 to 114. The first blow of extra time struck by Naomh Leitir Moor with a 2-pointer, but they know the clock is against them. They need to keep moving and keep to adding points. Remember, they led by 11 after a 30-minute half, so I'm sure they'll feel they need to get 3 or 4 points up in the 10-minute extra time half. There's a free coming here with an advantage to Naomh Leitir Moor. Referee not inclined to give it, so it goes back out for the free. Oisin McDonagh, is he thinking about a shot at the posts here? It's going to have to go back to where the linesman says the free happened. Now this will be a monster kick, but nonetheless one that's well doable. The man with possession is Tomás O'Curry. He doesn't look like he's lining up for a shot at the posts, but if he goes for it and gets it, it's a 2-pointer. You think it should be worth more than 2 points because he's kicking this from at least 50 metres out. Strikes it well, but way out to the left. That's going to keep him playing. Dunmore are not really set up for this, but in the end, good defending by Colin Lyons as he gets a flick on it. A very high hand pass to Colm Costello, who does well to win it, and then solos his way out of trouble. Shane McGrath, nice and calm, hand passes it off towards Rory Walkin, and now Dunmore can drive up the field and try and run at the heart of Naomh Leitir Moor. Pádraig Costello being faced up by Sean Andy O'Callaghan. No support whatsoever in front of him, so he has to fire the ball back to Rory Walkin. Walkin goes back towards Shane McGrath, who at walking pace decides to slow the game down, and Dunmore will do what they do best, which is keep possession. Pressure being put on by Casey O'Callaghan, so too by the other midfielder, Matthias Barrage, working hard out there as well. Of course, the man who came in, little slap went in there from Naomh's number 29, Pádraig O'Callaghan, who's now in the middle of the field. And Pádraig O'Callaghan, I think, is going to be getting a card for that.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely caught Matthew Reddington there as well. You see, you could nearly hear the smack up here.
So there are the changes being announced. A couple of them by Naomh Leitir Moor. Yellow card for Pádraig O'Callaghan. Matthew Reddington is taking his time. He got a sore whack into you-know-where. Not nice. And Matthew just taking his swig of the water bottle and will get to his feet. Just one score in extra time of the 6 minutes we've played. That a 2-pointer from Dylan Shoiga, which makes it 4-7 to 114. Naomh Leitir Moor 19 points to 17 in front. But Dunmore will be happy enough if they can keep it to another point or two before half time in extra time. That's where we are at the moment. The second game undoubtedly will be delayed on the back of this. Was scheduled for 4:45 but is now likely to be heading for a 5 o'clock start. All calling a breach, but there is no breach. There's certainly 3 players back for Naomh Leitir Moor, but Dunmore calling. There is one player behind Conor Gleeson, which maybe the Dunmores haven't spotted, but they're certainly shouting. Of course, any breach from Naomh Leitir Moor now would be very significant, because into the wind it would hand Dunmore a tap over point. Nice play, Dylan Brady. A lot of pressure coming on from Naomh Leitir Moor, but Dunmore, in fairness, are holding onto the ball well, Pádraig.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's brilliant again from Dunmore. They're taking the minutes and knocking seconds off the clock here. They'll be very content. Mind that ball 50 yards out from goal. Probably try to generate one attack to maybe get a hand pass over the bar, as he said, or a tap over free.
Dylan Brady being forced back and now being asked to run into space by Shane McGrath. Puts the head down. Brilliant work from McGrath. He's got such pace. Bursts through a couple of challenges. Still just somehow manages to hold on to the ball. Picks it up again. Spins and goes through O'Callaghan. Pull back. Free in. This will be Conor Gleeson coming up to take the free. Amazing work from Shane McGrath.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant from Shane McGrath. Receives the ball here on the left-hand side and just drives down the left-hand side of the defence, steps across 2 players and loses the ball, picks it up again, 3 bodies around him and generates a free from it. It's just brilliant work, and look at it, it's a valuable free he's after winning for his team.
Sean, I should say Noel Dempsey, the match referee, is just indicating to Conor Gleeson, come on, get a bit of a move on. I think that's as quick as Conor moves, Noel, so give him a chance as Gleeson moves into position. Big kick. Now what Conor Gleeson does have in front of him is the enormous figure of Pádraig O'Callaghan, who must be stretching at about 6'6". So with the hands up, you're probably looking at about an 8-foot tower to try and get over. But Gleeson with a free into the Orris board at throw end would cut the gap as he strikes it towards the right hand upright. It's up and over the bar. It's a superb free from Conor Gleeson, his second of the game. How important will that be?
It's a brilliant. It is, yeah. And it's so important for Dunmore, that game. And again, it just comes from the hard work and hard drive from Shane McGrath, knowing he's probably running down a cul-de-sac, but a step across and generate a free from three Leitir players tackling him. It's brilliant from Shane McGrath, and it's a beautiful kick from Conor Gleeson.
Yeah, super score up and over the bar. We're back to 1 point game, 4-7 to 1-15. We've got a minute to play of normal time, plus whatever will be added on in the first period of extra time here in Pearse Stadium. Naomh and Leitir, the ones playing with the very strong wind, and they are the ones at the moment leading by a point. There's been only 2 scores in extra time, a 2-pointer for Naomh and Leitir and a 1-point free from Conor Gleeson. Sean Andy O'Kelly going forward. Has he got a man to play to? Ball is broken in there. It's still with Naomh and Leitir. Dunmore can't afford to give a free. They do give it away. Again, Jake Slattery, Rory Walken in the midst of that. Let's watch it in the end. The referee says the tackle came in, an illegal tackle. Rory Walken, the man penalised, and that will be a 2-point free.
Yeah, which is
that's a big mistake.
Yeah, it is. Right at the stretch of the end of the first half of extra time as well, so it's a big opportunity for Leitir again.
This is a big kick. If this goes over, it puts Leitir 3 in front. They'll feel that's about bang on for what the lead they needed. Here's the kick from... It's high, it's out to the right hand side and wide. It's missed by Oisin McDonagh. That is an enormous moment in this game.
That's a massive moment. As you said yourself, Ollie, going in there, it was probably 3 points up at half time. Probably would have been feeling like they could manage a 3-point lead for 10 minutes. Now it's a 1-point lead with the aid of this wind.
Well, we still have another play. Noel Dempsey looks at the watch. We're into stoppage time at the end of the first period of extra time. We've played almost a minute as Gleeson strikes it. We're probably going to get a minute added on. Let's see where this breaks. It breaks to Dunmore, who win the ball and now can get forward and maybe have a counter-attack as they've got some extra players. But a dreadful hand pass that's been given away there by Shane Mitchell, who wasn't even looking, and this could be hugely expensive as the ball is dropped long in over the top to McDonagh. He's in now one-on-one. He's got players outside him, gets the shot on the post and puts it over the bar. Shane McDonagh with that point at the end of the half. What was Shane Mitchell thinking?
Yeah, it was. It's one of those moments he just loses his mind. He hand passes straight to a Leitir player and they break. And a brilliant ball inside again to the Oisin McDonagh, wins primary possession again brilliantly and just gets themselves that 3 or 4 yards of space and kicks a brilliant score.
Well, for Dunmore, they'll feel that should be half time. So it's 20 points to 18, 4-8 to 1-15. Still the referee plays on. Noel Dempsey continues to look at his wristwatch. He's inclined to play another attack as this one breaks out towards the sideline. Dunmore can't keep it in play. It's a line ball for Leitir, who may feel that all of these seconds that the referee is finding are crucial in giving Naomh and Leitir the opportunity to build on their lead here. Dunmore baying for half time, and there it is. No further time to play. So almost 2 minutes added on at the end of the half, though there was 2 minutes added on. It's Naomh and Leitir 4-8, Dunmore 1-15. A 2-point advantage for Naomh and Leitir seems flimsy enough, but a lead is a lead.
Exactly, yeah, lead's a lead, as you said, Ollie, and look at it's 2 points for them, and we see how easily we see what the Dunmore did at the start of the second half. This game when Shane McGrath won the hop and drove straight at the heart of the defence and kicked a 2-pointer. He'll probably look to do the exact same here, but Leitir will too try to be streetwise now, knock some time out of it, slow down the game as much as they possibly can.
It is an enthralling match, but one that has certainly turned into a dogfight. I can't help feel, but the conditions have probably played the biggest part in this game today in terms of narrowing any potential gap between teams and just making sure that it's somewhat of a lottery out there, and the goals have really kept Naomh in this game all through, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, definitely. Like them goals they got in the first half were so key to keeping them in that game. And as I said, at half time in that game, there was only 6 attacks, but they had 4 goals got from it, or 6 scores, and they got 4 goals from it, which is massive. And it's just nearly the conditions just play. It's a game of 2 halves really.
Well, 10 minutes for Dunmore, who will be backed by the wind to try and keep their championship hopes alive. If they only outscore Naomh by 2 points, we will be heading for penalties. Either way, We will have a winner today to see who is going into the draw at 6:30 for the quarterfinals of the championship. Coming up, Killannon against Montpellier Moylock. That'll be after 5 by the time we get that game underway. Some of the Killannon players still here looking at the extra time to see how that plays out before they run in, and they're probably still a good half an hour away, especially if this game goes to penalties from the next match getting underway. So that will certainly delay things here this evening in Pearse Stadium. But big cheer goes up from the Dunmore faithful, likewise for Naomh Leitir as the players run back into position for the final 10 minutes.
Dunmore MacHales, 1 goal, 15 points.
Seamus O'Grady, the PA announcer here in Pearse Stadium, just reminding the crowd of the current situation. I think most are well clued in at this stage. Alan Murphy down on the sideline has a couple of more pieces of paper ready to go. Naomh Leitir of Cúpla Dile, Táisi Dre, Aran Tevlina, Ferronad, the Tag Chak the Shot. They'll be coming in very, very shortly. But 10 minutes to go and we're underway. The ball is touched down and, well, brilliantly won by Shane McGrath, although he tried to pick the ball up then and ended up scooping the ball into the arms of Pádraig O'Kelly, who in the end carries it on too far, and it's a solo and go. And now McGrath can put the head down. He's got a man all alone outside him, and he kicks it straight to a Naomh Leitir man. And again, the mistakes continue, the unforced errors.
Yeah, it is. It's one of them. Probably just needs to offload the ball instead of putting his head down there. There was plenty of players on the outside of him.
Naomh Leitir now decide to hold on to the ball. Pádraig O'Kelly can turn around, so too can Casey O'Kelly, and Casey just slows it down, gives it back to Tommaso Curreen, and Naomh can take the sting out of those opening moments. First minute gone by already, and Dunmore's early chance of possession has been thwarted, and if Naomh score with this attack, they really will go favourites and put the pressure on Dunmore to land at least 1 2-pointer to try and get back into this game. 4-8 to 115 means it's 20 points to 18. Naomh Leitir lead. Dunmore now playing with the strong gale in the second half here in Pearse Stadium. But it's Naomh Leitir that are playing the football, and the clever play by Oisín McDonagh plays it out to the right hand side. They're holding on to possession, trying to work a free. Dunmore, no free, says the referee. Play on. Naomh Leitir with Ona Farta on the field. So too there is Warren Shoiga, also in position, trying to drive at the heart of this defence. Warren plays it off in turn now to Fionn McDonagh. Fionn trying to get it back onto the left. Too many steps, says the referee. Good defending by Colin Lyons, who's again impeded by the Leitir man, but the ref not even looking. And then another dreadful hand pass out of defence from Dunmore, who just seemed to be panicking. And Warren Shoiga flicks it in, and now Dunmore have to try and rescue it. Colin Comer is taken out of it in there by Pádraig O'Kelly, and I think the fact that the Dunmore man has got up very quickly has probably done Pádraig a favour there, given he's on a yellow card. But Dunmore just making some very, very silly errors. There'll be an awful lot for them to look back on the video if they do get through this game and are out in 2 weeks' time. Whoever wins this will be out in 2 weeks in a quarter final and will be heavy underdogs whatever happens, given they'll be playing either Corrafin, Moycullen, Salton, Lochnacara or Tuam Stars. But here's Dunmore driving forward now. Dylan Brady again drops the ball to the ground. There's a shout for the referee to blow for touching on the ground, but Brady's effort in the end is out to the right hand side and wide. It's another poor miss, and more importantly than the wide, it's probably another 30 seconds gone off the clock.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's it, Ollie. It's time goes again, and it gives fuel to that Leitir defence and Leitir team when an opportunity like that goes missing.
Kick out going to be taken from Naomh's sub goalie Kino Farta, who came in about 10 minutes to go. Dunmore ringing the changes. Looks like Jack Jordan is back in, and they're going to be taking off Thomas Gleeson. Dunmore just looking to run some fresh legs for the closing minutes of this game. It's starting to just ever so slowly slip away from them, but still plenty of time for Dunmore. You'd imagine they'll have a number of opportunities to kick 2-pointers. There's the kick out that's barely getting past the 45. One in the air by Colin Costello. Now drives it forward. Is this Dunmore's chance? 5-on-3, a chance to kick a point, and in the end it's out to the right hand side and wide with 3 players over. That really is a poor mistake.
It is, yeah.
Shane McGrath, with players on his right-hand side to aim at, balloons it out to the right-hand side and wide.
It's
And
just
that is a real dagger to the heart of
It is,
Dunmore.
it's one of them, you just got to get the scoreboard moving there. Probably take your 3 or 4 steps, make sure that scoreboard, because there's so much time left in this extra time for them to get another point. That's a big opportunity gone missing.
There was a real sense of panic about that one and pressure, and it does not augur well as the ball breaks in the middle of the field. Pádraig Martin battling hard, might have done enough just to force the ball into the chance for Dunmore to win this ball back. It's a right scramble, and there's the ref going to hop it. Is he going to let the ball play on? It's scrambling, it's bobbling, it works out in the end. Dunmore have worked it down the right hand line. Shane McGrath's there again, picks it up, hand off to Sean Andy, needs support, goes for a run down the line, but again takes way too much out of it. The referee has awarded a free in for Dunmore though, and now brought it in front of the posts.
Wow.
And that is a gift.
Wow, that is a gift. Absolute gift, so it is. It's brilliant dispossession from the Leitir.
No question. I mean, we've seen it on a replay here as well. That is a shocker.
Yeah.
And Naomh and Leitir are rightly distraught because of the arguments it's brought in front of the posts, and so Pádraig Costello can just tap that over the bar for a single point. And now Dunmore are back within one, but there's no doubt Naomh are rightly aggrieved.
Oh, absolutely there. And that opportunity anyways is definitely one that they will be aggrieved over, because it was a very, very soft free given to them.
4-8 to 116. Is there somebody want penalties to happen here in Pearse Stadium? It's kind of looking that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. 5 minutes gone already in the second half.
Ball in the middle of the field. Every possession is crucial. This time it's gone to Naomh and Leitir. They've showed great heart and determination right the way through this, in particular at the end of normal time, when they had to get the last 2 points into the wind to force extra time, and that has kept them in this game. And now they've engineered a situation where, with the breeze at the start of extra time, they've led by 2 points. That gap is back to 1, somewhat fortuitously from a Dunmore perspective, who haven't really been at the races today, or been let to be, and conceding goals at a rate of knots in the first half. They've been playing catch up since then. Dunmore now back out the field. Colm Costello again, close to the sideline, has won a line ball. Again, Naomh cursing their luck, can't believe that they haven't got a decision over there, but that certainly looked like it was a pretty obvious Dunmore ball. But play on, every possession is being contested. Jack Jordan back to Shane McGrath. Remember, a 2-pointer puts Dunmore in front. That would certainly leave Naomh and Leitir with a big task to try and get back level yet again. They've done it twice in normal time. Can they do it in extra time? Matthew Reddington is driving forward. He's thinking about getting the equalising point. He's got a free coming as well. Reddington bounces inside, still going. Matthew Reddington, this will be some goal. And in the end, he drives it up and over the bar. Well, what a bit of leadership there from Matthew Reddington.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant from Matthew Reddington. Takes on nearly the whole Leitir defence by himself. He's probably seen his chance of a goal, but decided to just pump it up and over the bar and put the game level. Brilliant bit of work from Matthew Reddington. He had the advantage of a free and a little step inside. It's a brilliant score from Matthew Reddington.
Yeah, it's
Great
quality.
leadership.
Yeah, super score. Now 3 minutes to go. We're back almost where we were. Naomh and Leitir want to make another change. They're going to bring in Angus Orania. So Angus is going to come in at the next break and play. They want to get on with the game though, get a short kick out away and get possession crucially. So this will be a big moment for Casey O'Cally, coming up along the left-hand touchline. Again goes past Jake Slattery like he's not even there. Just the sheer power and weight of the Leitir man, and he's got a runner on his shoulder, and Oisin McDonagh is in on goal. Oisin goes for the shot, saved by Gleeson. A one-on-one save, and Dunmore have given the ball away though. Back it goes, and it's driven wide from Casey O'Cally. Again, just when the hard work was done, the save was made. The ball by Colin Comer was hand passed straight to Casey O'Cally, and Dunmore have dodged a bullet big time there.
Oh my God, what a save from Conor Gleeson. But Oisin McDonagh must be killing himself. Put the ball over the bar in a situation like that. 2 minutes to go. You've got yourself, your team, the score they need to get a point in front. He's running down at the heart.
Inside the 20-metre line. Got a little bit of a touch, went for glory, but as you say, Pádraig, put that up and over the bar, and you're looking at probably, at worst case scenario, a penalty shootout then,
exactly,
if that's the case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Gleeson stood up, made the save, and with 90 seconds to go, Dunmore have the chance to come down the field and win the game, but they are very, very relieved, and I'd say Colin Comer is mighty relieved. That hand pass intercepted by Casey O'Kelly could have led to a lead point for Leitir in the aftermath, but Dunmore are hand passing their way out of trouble, and now they've got it to the right man, Matthew Reddington. Has he got support? Ball almost taken off him. Fly kicks it. Does it get to the waiting arms of Shane McGrath? It does. McGrath's through the middle. McGrath's on the 40. He's on the 30. He's got it back. There's a free coming. There's a free play here if it goes over the bar from Costello. Left-footed Pádraig Costello chips it up, and he chips it over the bar, and Pádraig Costello gets the lead point for Dunmore from the very next attack after Gleeson's save. Dunmore make Naomh pay for that miss. 4-8 for Naomh Leitir is 20 points. Dunmore now 118-21 with 30 seconds to go in the second half of extra time. Dunmore are gone one up.
Yeah, absolutely, and brilliant again from Matthew Reddington. It looked like he was dispossessed, but just somehow swung a leg at it.
And now the kick out has gone out over the sideline on the right hand side, and Dunmore can feel once again that they have got 1 foot in the quarter-finals. Last year they lost out to Salthill Knocknacarra in Tuam Stadium. What opposition will they have this time around? They won't know for another hour and a half, but they know that if they can hang on for another minute, they will be in that quarter-final draw. Here is the sideline ball, lobbed in around the house by Slattery. Could go anywhere. There was a brilliant catch at the edge of the square by Martin. Flicks it back out to Costello. He's got it out the field as well. A chance now for Brady. Off the left, he puts it up and over the bar. Dylan Brady might well have killed off Naomh Leitir's chances. What a catch at the edge of the square by Pádraig Martin from the high ball, which was really just skied in by Jake Slattery in around the house, and it's paid off dividends. A brilliant catch from the young man. Martin back to Costello, quick hands, and Brady kept his composure.
Yeah, it is. It's brilliant again. So there's brilliant hands from Pádraig Martin. Secured the ball and waited and looked like he was dead in the ground with no option, and offloaded the ball. Brilliant. Pádraig Costello gives one more then to Dylan Brady, and composure from Dylan Brady to just kick the ball over the bar and put that 2 points between them again.
Looks like it's the last action of Pádraig Martin, who's been taken off. Dunmore making a switch to try and kill the last few seconds. They've also conceded the kick out to Naomh Leitir. Not sure about the wisdom of that, because now it's going to force Dunmore to come back and try and legitimately stop Naomh. They've straight away gone in and fouled the man there, and that's the sub who came in, and that's Matthew Connolly. And now Naomh will have one chance. I don't think it's going to be a two-pointer. It's too far, but they could work a goal to win the game. They certainly did it before against Dunmore in Pearse Stadium in a big game. That was in the intermediate county final of 2021. Is it going to be a case of history repeating itself as Naomh go for the goal to win the game? A little reverse pass from Warren Shoiga. There's no one marking. Dunmore in trouble. There's a chance for O'Kelly. It's saved by Gleeson. It's an unbelievable save by Conor Gleeson to keep his side in the championship. And the county man has got himself,
oh my God, what a save,
a win to keep his club in the championship. Naomh Leitir with a one-on-one. And it's all eyes on the Galway goalkeeper who has saved Dunmore. He might have been beaten 4 times today, but he has just saved his team.
What a save, Ollie. Oh my God.
Casey O'Kelly has been bearing down on him all day.
All day, and it was brilliant sidestep again from Casey O'Kelly. And he steps right in front.
It's a brilliant move.
A brilliant move from Leitir, and Conor Gleeson with a worldie of a save.
And as he kicks the ball out, the game is over. We're watching the replay as Casey O'Kelly, from no more than 6 yards out, had Gleeson to beat. He threw his giant frame in front of him, and his right arm managed to stop the ball. Everybody from Dunmore runs into Conor Gleeson, and even the Naomh Leitir lads go in and say, Warren Shoiga, all credit goes into Conor Gleeson. That is the save of the championship so far from a Dunmore MacHales point of view. The last action of the game was Conor Gleeson's save as he kicks the free out. The full-time whistle goes. It's 119 to 4-8. Dunmore MacHales are the victors. 22 points to 20. A 2-point victory for Dunmore, but they can thank their keeper at the end.
Yeah, what a save, Ollie. Unbelievable. Credit where it is to him. Like, I'm delighted for him. It's a brilliant save. He comes out and keeps his body big and puts his right hand up and somehow gets his body in between the ball and Casey O'Kelly. And as we said, it was 6 yards out in the centre of the goal. It's a brilliant save from Conor Gleeson, and it's one that he is well known to doing.
Well, we're going to watch a few highlights of the big game. We're going to go down pitch side then in a few moments, and we'll get you some post-match reaction from Dunmore, who really have been taken to the brink here by Naomh and Leitir. A word for the Connemara men. They can count themselves most unfortunate, but they contributed something else to this wonderful fixture. They went for goals, they got them, and it gave them the credit that they held right to the very end.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, they were absolutely brilliant. As you said, they went for goals and they worked so many goal opportunities. Like they finished the game with 4 goals, but they had 2 or 3 other goal opportunities. But don't forget the one where Oisin McDonagh went through with about 3 minutes to go when it was level, and he took on the goal chance, and Conor Gleeson saved it as well. But in this one, this time he came out, Casey O'Kelly saved it. Conor made 3 big saves, so that's 7, potentially 8 goal chances that Leitir created. They will be devastated, but they've done themselves proud. Some brilliant performances throughout today from Fionn McDonagh, Oisin McDonagh. Darren Shoiga was the last when he went off. Dylan Shoiga when he came into the fray was very good, and Warren Shoiga as well around there. They will be disappointed, but they will know themselves that they are well capable of being in the senior ranks.
Well, thanks to Pádraig Cunningham for watching, and for you for watching at home. An incredible match between Dunmore MacHales and Naomh and Leitir. It's finished in a win for Dunmore after extra time, 119 to 4-8. We've got some reaction coming up after the highlights. Correct spot, so we play on as things now move forward very quickly to the inside line. Here's a chance now for an early goal. The shot into the back of the net, a brilliant scores to his name, so to Warren Shoiga. Interesting to see Warren playing very deep outside the 45. Now here's the ball into McDonagh again in front of the line. Dunmore under a bit of pressure back there. Another chance of a goal here, 1-on-1 should be, and it is into the back of the net. Dunmore have been caught rotten. Key here is just to keep it straight. Gets good contact on it, gets great. 1 point, an unusual scoreline. As McDonagh goes for an effort from play. Oh, he's got a great contact with the move out to Naomh. Here Dunmore coming through, but again Brendan Carr running into traffic. And it manages to get away, and it's over the bar. A brilliant punch. It's inside the edge of the square. Is there a shot here? Blocked down. Again, a lot of players just smothered there. Still hasn't broken. Is the referee giving something? He's gone in here. It could be a penalty. He is given a penalty. Wow, a huge kick for Brendan Carr. A penalty at the Orrisbourne at throw end to put it just a goal between the sides, and he's saved easily. 27 minutes gone in the first half. Naomh and Leitir 2-2, Dunmore 2 points as the ball is spread across and played quickly in front of Oisin McDonagh, trying to get around Colin Comer again, which he has. Little flick across. Is it a third goal? It is. It's yet another example as it ends up in the hands of Shane McGrath, trying to get a man through, and does. 2 Dunmore men. Here should be a score, and the ball is chipped up and over the bar. They've got men queuing up on this right hand side. Is there a shot going to come in? No, they're going to look for McDonagh again, who's in a mile of space. Ball passed back. They're going to go for a 4th goal here. It's into the back of the net. Is it? It is. It's another goal. And this time they look to solo and go, and do, with Shane McGrath driving forward. Is he going to go for an early 2-pointer? He is, as he drops it in and off the post and over the bar. Jake Slattery through to Reddington. He's got a man on the shoulder. Chance for Gleeson. Has he got support? He's got men outside him and one inside. Is there a goal here for Dunmore? The ball is in on the goals. That's surely another penalty. Referee says get up. No penalty. It'll be a free out surely. The shot into the net. It's a goal. And Naomh and Leitir coming forward. Now they've got a couple of men on the overlap here. They could be in for a 5th goal, and the end the ball is hand passed over the somehow come back to win this. They will have some amount of homework to do to tighten up in defence, but there's Colm Costello turning and putting the ball over. Haven't quite seen the same amount here, but they could work it here. Jake Slattery, he's in on goal. Slattery's got a man inside him. Is he going to go for a goal? No, he's just going to tip it up and over the bar. Ambitious. Is there a flick? Saved by the goalkeeper, and the ball is double saved. Brilliant work by Gubboon over the bar. A point blank save by Joe Gubboon. And from a Dunmore perspective, you feel he has to get it. Costello, right-footed. This time a much lower trajectory. Strikes it well. He's 42 metres out. The rain about to come down again. He gets the height. Has he got the accuracy? He strikes it up. He strikes it. Just indicating at the moment the free to be taken. So here comes Pádraig Costello. Right-footed. Strikes it up if they want to arc around. McGrath, who got that first point at the start of the second half, but Jack Jordan putting the head down. He's through on goal. Jack Jordan should be a score, and Pádraig swivels on the left. Here's a great chance. Costello off the left should be a score. Has he got it? As he curls it in, he has got it. The upshot of it all is that it's a free for Naomh and Leitir on or left-hand side, and this would get them back within 1, and there it is. Decision. This is not a gimme, however, for Oisin McDonagh. Right-footed, has to keep it straight, strikes it up. The umpires look at it though, it's over. As Naomh come looking for their first score. Warren Choiga in close proximity there as well, trying to drop the ball in and over the bar. It's a super score. Get over. But Gleeson with a free into the Oris board at throw end would cut the gap as he strikes it towards the right hand upright. It's some extra players with a dreadful hand pass that's been given away there by Shane Mitchell, who wasn't even looking, and this could be hugely expensive as the ball is dropped long in over the top to McDonagh. He's in now 1-on-1. He's got players outside him, gets the shot on the post and puts it over the bar. Distraught because of the arguments it's brought in front of the posts, and so Pádraig Costello can just tap that, getting the equalising point. He's got a free coming as well. Reddington bounces inside, still going. Matthew Reddington, this will be some goal, and in the end he drives it up and over. So this will be a big moment for Casey O'Cally coming up along the left-hand touchline. Again goes past Jake Slattery like he's not even there. Just the sheer power and weight of the Leitir Moor man, and he's got a runner on his shoulder, and Oisin McDonagh is in on goal. Oisin goes for the shot, saved by Gleeson. 40. He's on the 30, he's got it back. There's a free coming. There's a free play here if it goes over the bar from Costello. Left-footed Pádraig Costello chips it up, and he chips. Brilliant catch at the edge of the square by Martin. Flicks it back out to Costello. He's got it out the field as well. A chance now for Brady. Off the left, he puts it up and over the bar. Dylan Brady for the goal to win the game. A little reverse pass from Warren Choiga. There's no one marking. Dunmore in trouble. There's a chance for O'Cally. It's saved by Gleeson. It's an unbelievable save by Conor Gleeson to keep his side in the championship. And the county man has got himself.
Oh my God, what a save.
Well, here pitch side in Pearse Stadium after Dunmore MacHales' epic 2-point extra time win over Naomh Leitir Moor. You've been admiring the highlights there, and this man in particular, who's a big part of the highlights, Conor Gleeson. Of all the saves you've made, that one at the end there from Casey O'Cally must give you great satisfaction.
Yeah, unreal. Just heat of the moment. You're just coming out spreading yourself, and luckily it hit me in the face, so we'll take it.
How much luck is involved in that, or is it kind of down to instinct? You just go and kind of make yourself as big as you can?
Yeah, there's instinct and luck. Like, you train for these moments to stay big and not to turn the back. Like Emi Martinez once said in the World Cup final save, that he spread himself, prayed that it hit him in the face. Thankfully it hit me in the face, so I'm happy out. And you have been pretty used to Casey O'Cally coming in on top of you for most of the day. They just seem to be bombing forward, going for goals all day. Yeah, he's a very dangerous runner off the shoulder. He timed his runs really well, and he actually got in for 3. He took the first one very well. I got a bit lucky on the last 2, but I spent, yeah.
Sure, that made the difference. Could you believe, though, the fact that you'd been beaten 4 times in the first half? You just seemed wide open at the back. What did you do to try and rectify that?
Yeah, we probably got it wrong as a team. We had a few high turnovers that gave them a quick counter with a good kick pass. In the second time we done it against the Breeze, we had a +1. Like, looking back, we should have probably had a +1 in the first half, but learning
curve is right, and you will take a lot of learnings from this. It did look like you'd won the game in normal time when you went 2 points up, and they somehow managed to get the last 2 points into the wind from freeze. Were you disappointed with how that game finished in 60 minutes?
Yeah, like, looking at the game was ref fairly consistent with he wasn't blowing the whistle much. For whatever reason he gave, when the umpires reckoned he was pulled, I thought it was a great tackle, but I can't fault him on that. They brought it to extra time.
Having said that, coming through a game like this, Conor, what will it mean to Dunmore, given the fact that you're going to find out who you play in the quarter-finals shortly, and you've 2 weeks to try and rectify some of the things that went wrong today?
Yeah, like, it's just about getting over the line in one of these games. We're not going to face Hume, so we'll be facing one of the top 3, so-called top 3. So we'll have 2 weeks to prepare. Last year after the prelim we only had a week, so hopefully we can get 2 good weeks in, bit of video analysis on who we're playing, and give it a right good crack.
Conor, you've certainly earned your place in the quarterfinals. I'll let you pass the mic on to our Galway FM man of the match, Matthew Reddington. Matthew, congratulations to you, well done. Back from Australia, no sign of the accents changing, I must say as well. Was it enjoyable to play in a game like that out there?
I don't know, it was tough work now more than anything, to be honest. It was probably the toughest game we played all year with the conditions and that. But a lot of hard running, a lot of kind of selfless running with no ball kind of even going to come towards you, but it was tough in the end, but it was enjoyable, sure. When you win, it's enjoyable.
I can only imagine, though, that you knew it in Pearse Stadium conditions were going to play a big part. We're out here now post-match, and the wind is howling. It's just having such a big effect.
It is, yeah. Like, we kind of had like Conor said there, with the game plan, but maybe we were a bit naive, kind of going out and didn't realise how strong it was going to be. We chose to go against the wind in the first half and in extra time, because we just thought we'd kick on and use the advantage in the second half, but kind of left ourselves a bit too much to do in the first half with the wind. But yeah, we got over the line in the end. Sure. That's all you can ask for, really.
You can't question the character in this Dunmore team, that's for sure. You kept going.
Like even last week against Claregal, we kind of asked ourselves a few questions at half time. Didn't play well in the first half, and we had a few stern words at half time, and same thing today. Like we didn't put ourselves to the right foot, but in the second half we just had to dog in and put the show back on the road, really. Like.
And you certainly did that. You did it yourself as well, Matthew, as our man of the match. One particular driving run and point was one of the scores of the championship. Do you recall that?
I don't really. I just seen black jerseys coming at me the whole time, and I just kept going. Lucky now I just got through, and I was like half goal on my mind, but I just popped it over in the end.
The right option, and I think the right option was taken by some of the Dunmore players with that wind, where you could have panicked and gone for 2-point shots, but you kept the scoreboard ticking over.
Like that last week against Claregal, we panicked. I think in the first half we had the breeze and we went hell for leather, and it didn't really work for us. So we kind of learned from that and a bit more patient. Which obviously worked today as well. Yeah.
Who are you looking for in this quarter-final draw now in an hour's time?
We'll take any of them.
Either way, Matthew, congratulations, and to Conor as well. That's the two Dunmore MacHales lads who had a big influence on the MacHales booking their place in the quarter-finals of the Senior Football Championship on the back of a 2-point win over Naomh Leitir Moir. It's finished up here in Pearse Stadium, 119 to 4-8. The Dunmore lads are in the pot for the quarter-finals.